the awards we're getting for being the best. It's about the reward we feel for giving our best, for doing what's best for those who need us, for creating a home for those who want to be their best. It's about knowing that we're attracting some of the best minds, the best hearts, and providing you with some of the best health care anywhere. Welcome to Southeast Health, where best is what we do. Southeast Health, always the right direction.
At Max Credit Union, we enjoy more. Serving more, teaching more, growing more, giving more, supporting more, sharing more, and more of everything. Max Credit Union is dedicated to connecting with our communities and members, providing all the financial, tools, services, and expertise they need to live their best life, providing more of everything since 1955. Max Credit Union.
Shirley, tell me something. How long have you been driving for Wiley Sanders Frontline?
October will be 28 years.
Did your mother drive once?
33 years.
And who else in your family worked for?
My dad worked in the shop, and my husband was also a driver and worked in the shop.
So Wiley Sanders Frontline is family, family, family.
Always.
That's right.
The mission of Pike County Schools is to provide excellence in education, producing graduates ready for college, careers, and lifelong success. Pike County Schools would like to wish the Goshen High School Eagles and the Pike County High School Bulldogs success on the field this Friday night. Whether you are a cheerleader, band member, player, or fan, we hope you enjoy the Friday night experience and take pride in your school. Pike County Schools, excellence in education.
Max is woven into the fabric of our communities. We have history here, memories that stir warm feelings. We've always been Max, never changing the heart of who we are. We lift others up who are out there doing good work.
Good evening, folks, and welcome to Glenn Daniel Stadium in Luverne, Alabama. High school football 2024 is back, and we welcome you to the Friday Night Blitz on C-Spire and your Troy Cable affiliates. I am Ryan McCullough, joined by the great Nate Braystead.
Hey, what's going on, folks?
And we are ready for a good one tonight. Two traditional small school powerhouses in Southeast Alabama getting ready to square off between Elba and Luverne. Nate, what's your thoughts going into this one?
Well, I mean, it's going to be a great night, to kick things off, especially for us, over at C-Spire. We're real excited. I mean, it's not every day you get to see a four-star running back in Alvin Henderson. I'd say 4.5 stars, working on 5, I guess. I mean, he's going to absolutely dominate here this season, his senior season, and I'm just excited to see a guy of that caliber play tonight.
We'll talk more about Alvin Henderson as we get going a little bit later tonight, but he led not the state, not the Southeast, but he led the country in rushing yards last year, looking for more this season. We're going to talk about that single wing offense that Mark Sieving has installed at Elba and has had to a tune of great success over the last 4 years. Mm-hmm. They were eliminated in the semifinals of the state championship last year down in Leroy. But switching gears over to the home team, the Luverne Tigers, under first-year head coach Bobby Hudson, looking to kind of build a little bit of tradition. Ed Rigby, a former state championship winning coach, was here last year. He moved on down to Covington County to Opp High School, so they turned it over to young Bobby Hudson here at Luverne, a proud football tradition, looking to build on that under Hudson.
And he said he's worked under Rigby for, I believe, about 7 years. So he has plenty of experience that Rigby has provided. And he's excited to step up in his first head coaching job here at Luverne. We spoke with him earlier today and, talked to him, of course, about Alvin Henderson. He said, we know what they're going to go to. You don't not use your 4-star running back, so we're going to try our best to try and contain him here in this season opener.
Coin flip just wrapped up at midfield. Elba won the toss and elected to receive the football. You don't see that a whole lot. Normally teams will defer their option to the second half, but Elba wins the toss. They want the ball. They want to get Henderson and Atkins and the rest of everybody involved early here as we kick off the 2024 season. And we welcome you guys in to us tonight. Thank you for joining us on the C-Spire channels and also on our social media outfits as both teams get ready to take the field. The south end zone patrolled by the Luverne Tigers. The north end zone here at Glenn Daniel Stadium is where the Elba Tigers will call home. And here comes the #1 team in 1A football preseason, the Elba High School Tigers. Black helmets, white jerseys, black pants, black and gold numerals, got the gold trim on the helmets for Elba.
Now, the main thing people are worried about, which Tiger is the cooler mascot? which mascot do you think looks better here? I don't know. I like Luverne's a little bit, but Elba's got a pretty good one, I won't lie.
I'm never going to say no to a Tiger wearing a football jersey, and Luverne's got that. The Elba Tigers running around with no clothes on, but I guess that's what Tigers should do because they don't wear clothes in the wild anyway.
A historically accurate Tiger. I do like that. And it's, I'm no weatherman, no meteorologist, but it has been a beautiful day. Plenty of wind. The sun's just been it's not humid. It's great, man.
Can't ask for much better weather at all. 83 degrees right now. Sun setting across the field from us. Going to be behind those pine trees in just a little while. So it'll be a nice night. Like you said, low humidity, a nice breeze. In mid-August or late August in South Alabama, you really can't ask for better weather for a high school football game.
And it'll be really good. It'll keep these guys from getting cramps because that's a huge thing starting the season. A lot of guys will go down cramping their hamstring or their quad. So hopefully we don't see a lot of that tonight. Hopefully everybody, of course, stays healthy.
I'm sure that both teams have been working out and practicing and conditioning all summer long. But these first 2, 3, 4 weeks of the season, it still takes a toll on the body because, you've been practicing, you've been working all summer, but until you strap up on a Friday night, you're probably not giving maximum effort every single play and probably can take some plays off in practice and things of that nature. But there ain't no plays off tonight. This is a game that counts. This is not a jamboree game. This one counts in the records. So both teams going to give it everything they got as we await the arrival of the Luverne Tigers. And here come Luverne. Will be in the all-red uniforms, as you can see on your screen. White numbers. White tigers across the chest. These two programs will meet tonight for the 75th time. They used to play every single year, but over the last several years have caught a hiatus, but they renew the rivalry tonight for the 75th time, and the last time these two teams met was back in 2017 with Luverne coming out on top in one of the oddest football scores I ever remember, 20-4. Elba picked up 2 safeties on that night but lost the game 20-4. And Luverne takes the field. Elba already out there ready to return it, and as you would expect, Alvin Henderson is the deep man to return the kick. He's joined back there by number 10, Caden Atkins, and also number 1, Gerard Anderson.
Number 9, Elijah Hurst.
Elijah Hurst will do the kicking duties, or at least the kickoff duties for the Luverne Tigers. And Nate, we have survived another all season. The band is playing, the grills are fired up, and we're going to get ready to play a little high school football right here on the Friday Night Blitz in C-Spire. Hurst has it teed up. He's talked to his teammates. We're just waiting for the whistle from Sam Kitchens, our head official. And we are underway in Luverne, Alabama. Kickoff fielded by Atkins, quickly hands it off to Henderson. Up through one, up through another, and he's finally spilled at the 35-yard line, and that's where Elba will take over 1st and 10.
They don't even have to get a snap to hand it off to him. They gave it to him right off the bat, even though they tried to avoid him. Number 10 tossed it right back to Henderson to bring up.
So Elba take over 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line. And you'll see them break the huddle, and they'll get in the old school single wing offense. We'll talk more about it as we go through the night, but expect Henderson to get the ball quite often. He takes a direct snap. We'll hand it off underneath. That's his number 6, Jacob Watkins. and he is met by a host of Luverne Tigers, led by number 72, Brendan Jones.
Whew, I'd be scared to line up against him, man.
And Elba will pick up about a yard and a half or two.
Second down and 8.
Single wing set for Elba this time. Again, snap goes directly to Henderson. Dashes through a hole left side, finds the corner down the sideline. There he goes. And he's across midfield into 40, gets popped out of bounds. But it's a good pickup for Elba. Around the left end, and he'll pick up all the way down to the Luverne 36-yard line.
It'll be 1st and 10 for Elba from the Luverne 36.
Working quickly are the Tigers, the Elba Tigers. Single wing set, heavy to the right. Fumbled snap right there, the ball's on the ground, and Luverne's gonna fall on it. An early miscue for the Elba Tigers as number 12, Malachi Matthews, found the loose football, and a huge early turnover has set Luverne up in prime position, Nate.
Yeah, that's absolutely huge, man, stopping them on their opening drive after such a big play.
Never looked like Henderson fielded that snap correctly. Never had control of it and put it on the turf here. More of a traditional football set coming from Luverne. They'll be under center in the T formation. They'll also get in some shotgun double back 20 personnel. First handoff goes to number 9, Elijah Hurst. And he picks up maybe one before he is swarmed over by Caden Atkins.
It'll be 2nd down and 10 for Luverne.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 for Luverne. Bobby Hudson, the head coach for Luverne, is also the play caller tonight. He said they'll get in the T formation under center. They'll also spread it out in what they call 20 personnel, which is 2 running backs, no tight ends, a couple of 3 receivers. But they'll, on 2nd and 10 from the right hash mark with 10:30 to go first quarter, they're back in the T formation. Quarterback will take the handoff, stick it underneath to the fullback. And once again, he is met for no gain. That fullback is Tony Franklin, number 23. And he is stopped by a wad of Elba Tigers led by the big man in the middle, number 62, Emmanuel Cooks.
It'll be 3rd down and 10.
So 3rd and 10. This is a situation where you might see Luverne step out in the spread formation after having almost no success running the football on 1st and 2nd down. You might want to try to spread them out, see if you can get this Elba defense to cover more area through the passing game.
Absolutely. And we had number 5 step on. I mean, he looks like a wide receiver build. They might try and stretch this thing out and go in the air for 3rd and 10.
Contrail Salter, number 5. They'll stay in the T formation, but they got 5 guys back there. Now they'll flex out of it into a little bit of a trip stack set, and they'll give it to the quarterback. That's Kane Smith. He's looking for room on the left side. Not going to find very much. He's corralled up. It was Jacob Ledbetter, number 11. Number 88, Tyson Davis meeting him here to bring up an early, quick 4th down decision for Bobby Hudson. It'll be about 4th and about 6 or so. Maybe a little less than that, maybe. No, 4th and 6 for the Elba Tigers. Or excuse me, for the Luverne Tigers. Ball resting nose on their own 47-yard line, and they will indeed get in the punt formation here.
Quarterback also their punter. Do you think he's also their place kicker as well?
I wouldn't put much past that. Kane Smith, the punter, also the quarterback. Henderson, of course, back deep to return the punt. Kicking it away from Henderson, angling over towards the sidelines. Gets a really good bounce. And it will go out of bounds at about the 16-yard line. So the early trouble for Elba on the fumble does not come back to hurt them, but they are now pinned pretty deep in their own territory. They'll take over their second possession at about the 16-yard line with about 8:35 to go first quarter.
At the 16, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Elba Tigers.
Only real good play by either offense on the opening drive was the second play or so from Henderson, where he took the direct snap and cut left over left end and found a seam for about 35 yards. Of course, the fumble happened on the next play. So a single wing set, but they have split outs now. This will be Henderson running to the right side, and he is corralled up by
that's number 50.
Number 50, that's John McMillan. A guy Bobby Hudson has said is really coming to his own lately for the Luverne Tigers. Plays linebacker and plays on the offensive line. McMillan was the first to arrive on scene. He was also joined by Franklin. So you see Elba, they'll get in a bunch of different formations. In fact, Mark Seaving, the head coach and offensive play caller at Elba, says they got 9 plays total, but they got 56 different formations they can run them out of. This is Jacob Watkins looking for running room on the left side. He's churning his legs, and it gets popped there at the end by number 10, Jaden Laird, after he drug a few Luverne defenders 3 or 4 yards. That'll be close to a first down, and it will be a first down for Elba.
For the Elba Tigers.
So they'll take over at the 28, first down.
If you lost your cell phone, they have it in the concession stand.
Clock still ticking first quarter, 7 minutes, 40 seconds to go. Traditional single wing set now. This is Atkins that'll take the snap. He's looking to throw the football. Dumps it off short to Watkins, who's wide open, 50, down to the 45, and drug out of bounds by Jaden Laird, but he's at their big gain into Luverne Tiger territory.
Jacob Watkins.
And that's what this single wing offense do. You have to sell out so much to stop the run, especially with Henderson in the backfield, that it leaves you susceptible on the back end for passing and especially play action passes.
28 yards. It'll be first and 10 for the Elba Tigers.
Elba quickly once again across midfield down to the Luverne 42-yard line. Luverne showing 3 down, 2 ponies walked up, and they'll get a penalty. That's such a smart play call by Mark Seaving over there. You got Luverne on their heels there after the big play. You know they're anxious to make up for it, go with the hard count, and take a free 5 yards. Seaving in his 4th season at Elba, 40-8 so far in his career. He came over from Enterprise High School, where he was an offensive assistant under the great Rick Darlington. That's where he had learned the single wing offense. And another bad snap from Elba. Atkins will get on it back around the Elba.
Got a flag on the ground.
Got a couple of flags down. One came out on the far sideline at the Elba bench. The other one, Sam Kitchens, the head referee, threw right at the spot of the fumble. It's going to be an illegal formation. Nobody was set at the snap of the football.
Yeah, everybody was still moving around. I don't know what happened there.
I'm assuming that Luverne will decline the penalty and take the spot of the football, because last time I checked, negative 18 is more than negative 5.
Yeah, no, just by about like 11 or 12, I think.
So now that bad snap, the second one of the night for Elba already in their second drive, has moved them all the way back. 2nd and 21 from their own 47-yard line. They need the Luverne 32. This is one of those different formations. You see Henderson split out wide to the quarterback's left.
Yeah.
Not in the backfield. Now they'll bring him in motion across. Another muff snap. And it's going to be another false start on Elba. Technically, I think it's going to go down as an illegal snap.
Illegal procedure against Elba.
So the potent Elba offense not able to get things rolling so far. And that's one thing that Mark Seaving told me in our meeting earlier this week. Is that with this offense, they don't have very many negative plays. They don't throw a lot of incomplete passes. They don't have a lot of runs stopped behind the line of scrimmage, but if you take in the 2 bad snaps and the penalty and a couple of plays on the first drive, most of their plays on this first little series here, Nate, have been negative, and that's so unusual for this offense.
Yeah, it's just tough. You know, it's the beginning of the season. They may not have worked on, snaps and cadences and stuff like that. I'm sure they will work on it this week in practice. and make sure, you know, the center's ready to go and all their counts are straight, so everybody's on the same page. But, you know, everybody gets a little jitters on the first day.
That's right. While we got this moment here, Elba called timeout with 7:15 to go first quarter. Run you quickly through these starters as we joined right at kickoff. The defensive starters for Luverne, they're in a 3-4 defense coordinated by James Moore. Across the front, it'll be a defensive end. It's Elijah Hurst. The nose guard is O'Brendan Jones. We saw him make a big tackle earlier, big number 72. And Davion Smith is number 19, a defensive end. We'll get the linebackers for Luverne right after this play, as Elba will come out in a little bit of an alternate set with a flanker way out to the wide to the left. And it'll be Henderson taking the snap this time, and he's looking left all the way, looking for a sweep. Steps through one tackle, steps through another one. Here he goes once again, finally pushed out of bounds up around the original line of scrimmage at the Luverne 40-yard line, and it turns a second and long into a third and very manageable for Elba. Like Bobby Hudson said earlier this week, you know who's getting the football. You just got to stop it or at least hope to contain it. And so far, Henderson has squirted free for a couple of big runs. But every time they've had a big play, after the initial run from Henderson, next snap, they fumble the snap. After the big pass play to Watkins, next snap, they snapped it back into their own territory. Elba looking for a little bit of sustained momentum here in their traditional single wing tiger formation, heavy to the right, and another bad snap. Every time Elba has had a significant play on offense, the next play they've had a snap issue, and has cost them quite a few yards. We'll wait to see what the official wording is. I would assume some type of false start. No, actually all sides on Luverne. Wow. So Elba gets a benefit there of the all sides, or else they would have been back facing fourth down and about 25 from inside their own territory. Now it's third and about 4 for Elba. The linebackers for Luverne, in this 3-4, Malachi Matthews, John McMillan, Tony Franklin, and Caden Wiggins. The DBs, Omar Crumbly, Jaden Laird, Jackson Ballard, and Cameron Watley. And that'll be Crumbly down here at the bottom of your screen, matched up on number 6, Jacob Watkins. And there's another, that's going to be a false start. So the 5 that Elba gained are going to go right back to Luverne as the guard.
Illegal procedure against.
Looked like Elijah Myrick, number 75, the pulling guard, got a little bit of a head start.
You know how to turn the lights
they were
on. We need those turned on.
They were pulling Myrick around to the left, and he was trying to get out of that stance a little bit early and got flagged for it. So now from third and 4, or third and 3, back to third and 8. Ball resting nose on the Luverne 40. Elba needs the 32 for a first down. 7:04 first quarter here at Glenn Daniel Stadium. Still knotted up at 0.
Thank you.
All right, so we almost had to throw flares out on the field, but now the lights are on.
There's big Caden Atkins, the Georgia State University commit. And he is a load at about 215 pounds and rumbles his way down inside the 35 to about the, what we'll call that, the 33-yard line. So it'll be 4th and 1 for Elba, and they are tailor-made for this type of system, this power run game. Every down is short yardage in their mind. They don't even think about it in these type of situations. They're going for it. So, Nate, if you had to guess, is it 2 or is it 10 for Elba right here?
Yeah, both. 10, then pitches it off to 2. How about it?
All right, so Henderson's going to take the snap this time, and he's going to get it in there behind Atkins and slips one tackle, slips another one. Here he goes around the right end, step to another tackle.
Still on his feet.
Still on his feet all the way down to the 10-yard line. And there you show off the elusiveness of Alvin Henderson. They had him stop multiple times, but he slipped those tackles and rumbles for a 22-yard gain and sets Elba up deep in Luverne territory at the 11-yard line.
I mean, dude, I've got to buy a new thesaurus, man. I'm running out of words for amazing for this guy. I mean, it's just incredible to watch him run.
You don't become the leading rusher in the United States of America and being a 4.5-star athlete and pick up an offer from Hugh Freeze at Auburn without being really, really good. And this will be a heat break as we have reached inside of 6 minutes. Here in the first quarter, we are all knotted up at 0. But Elba is driving here on the Friday Night Blitz on C Spire.
That's part of our strength. All of us, together, helping create a better community. Save, borrow, and invest with expert guidance from Max Credit Union. Smart money made simple.
Miss Johnny, thank you for bringing your grandboys to Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Rodney, have you ever been in a position where you dispatched your grandmother and all 4 of her grandboys? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Absolutely not.
Only at Wiley Sanders Truck Line, where we put family first. And what?
God.
God and family first. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama.
It's not about the awards we're getting for being the best. It's about the reward we feel for giving our best, for doing what's best for those who need us, for creating a home for those who want to be their best. It's about knowing that we're attracting some of the best minds, the best hearts, and providing you with some of the best health care anywhere. Welcome to Southeast Health, where best is what we do. Southeast Health, always the right direction.
Welcome back to historic Glenn Daniel Stadium here in Luverne. 5:56 to go first quarter. Elba and Luverne knotted up at 0, but the Elba Tigers are driving. This will be Atkins working off the left-hand side. He's a load. He's going to find himself all the way to pay dirt. Touchdown, Elba. Caden Atkins, 11 yards off left end, and nobody wanted to stick their head in there and tackle the big fella as he was rumbling down the field. So the first points of the night will go to Caden Atkins on the quarterback keeper. Not technically a quarterback by the Elba offense, but he is he's the one that took the direct snap, so we'll call him the quarterback. Faked it into Alvin Henderson. The defense sold out, and it was almost a walk-in off the back door for
Number 21, Trey Davis.
Atkins, and now Trey Davis will be the place kicker for Elba. Snap is down, kick is up.
Nice, all right.
And right down the middle. So with 5:46 to go in the first quarter of play, the Elba Tigers lead the Luverne Tigers 7-0. We'll be right back with more of the action here from Glenn Daniel Stadium right after these great messages here on the Friday Night Blitz.
Max Credit Union, we enjoy more. Serving more, teaching more, growing more, giving more, supporting more, sharing more, and more of everything. Max Credit Union is dedicated to connecting with our communities and members, providing all the financial, tools, services, and expertise they need to live their best life, providing more of everything since 1955. Max Credit Union.
Shirley, tell me something. How long have you been driving for Wiley Sanders Truck Line?
October will be 28 years.
Did your mother drive once?
33 years.
And who else in your family worked for?
My dad worked in the shop, and my husband was also a driver and worked in the shop.
So Wiley Sanders Truck Line is family, family, family.
Always.
That's right.
The mission of Pike County Schools is to provide excellence in education, producing graduates ready for college, careers, and lifelong success. Pike County Schools would like to wish the Goshen High School Eagles and the Pike County High School Bulldogs success on the field.
Welcome back to Glenn Daniel Stadium in Luverne, Alabama, where Elba has just taken a 7-0 lead midway through the first quarter. And that's Trey Davis, who has it teed up for Elba. Back deep is Elliott Harris and Elijah Hurst for Luverne. A little bit of miscommunication on the kickoff. Woo. But that's Elliott Harris who finds a little seam. Good return right there. Sets Luverne up pretty good at about the 33-yard line. He had a little bit of a seam here on the near sideline, but just couldn't get to it before he was wrapped up. But still, always good to start at the plus 30, especially after giving up a touchdown there. And if you're Luverne, you ought to be thinking, we want something out of this drive here. You know, we had Elba pinned back deep on, what, 3rd and 27 or something like that, and gave up the long run to Henderson and then later scored the Atkins touchdown. So now they're under center again, and the 5 guys in the backfield. They'll probably flex out. There they go. Into a little bit of that trip stack. And they'll hand it off back underneath to Elliott Harris looking for running room, and he finds none of it. Man. As Jacob Watkins and Tyson Davis for Elba corral him up and sling him to the turf before he's able to get anything.
Gains a yard to the 34.
Generous spot right there from the officiating crew to give him the yard. So it'll bring up officially 2nd and 9. Elba bases out of a 3-3 stack defense called by Johnny Dice, who played for Bear Bryant back at Alabama many moons ago. Shotgun set. This will be Kane Smith right up the gut, and once again finds little to no running room before he's met by an entire community of Elba students and Elba high school football players.
I just don't think they're beating them on the line, man. They need to stop trying to run it up the middle, even on that little stretch off to the outside. He didn't really take it as far as he should have. He kept trying to go off that last man on the line, and he just gets corralled.
I mean, if you look at the nose guard for Elba right there, big number 62, Emmanuel Cooks.
I'm not lining up against that.
That's right. Emmanuel Cooks is every bit about 6'2", 6'3", pushing 300 pounds. You got to be, as the kids say these days, a dog to get him off the football. And so far, the up-the-middle run game has not been working for Luverne. 2 wide receivers to Kane Smith's left. He's going to look this way and finds it wide open. Elliott Harris in and out of his hands. And that will bring up 4th down. They had caught Elba on their heels. He caught Jared Anderson, the corner on this side, on his heels, giving too much ground and had the 1st down. But Harris had to jump up for it and could not corral it in before it falls harmlessly to the turf to bring up 4th down at their own 35-yard line. And unfortunately for Luverne, Kane Smith is back deep to punt once again.
Yeah, I mean, that was a good play call. You know, the first ball in the air, we can accept that. It's just a drop. You know, I'll put that on Jitters as well.
Right.
You know, that's the first ball he's seen all season, and he just lets that one go. So you need to shake that off and make the next one.
Smith will punt it directly to Henderson, who settles under at about the 26-yard line. A great open field tackle that time. That was Caden Wiggins, number 17, plays jack on the defensive side of the football. Great open field tackle. You don't see too many guys that are one-on-one in the open field with Henderson that can make that type of play. So really good job by Caden Wiggins. Elba will have the football at the 33-yard line. Luverne's defense has been on the field a long time already in the first quarter. We're just inside of 4 minutes, and this is already the 3rd Elba possession. Atkins and Henderson in the backfield. Henderson will take the direct snap and try to work off the right side, and he will. And he's going to step through it. There he goes. Tail lights flashing. Alvin Henderson will go all the way 67 yards for the first of presumably many in 2024. A Henderson carry all the way. Just a simple sweep to the right side behind Atkins. He stepped through 1 tackle, and there was no chasing him down when he got to the open field, Nate.
Yeah, we'll see that on Huddle tonight, man. That's just an incredible run. Maybe overtime, maybe their Instagram story tonight. Ugh.
Bobby Hudson said it best in our conversation earlier this week. You know who's getting the ball. You just got to try to stop it when you can.
Yeah.
Trey Davis has it. You kick right down the middle. On top of the building and over the building onto the street on the other side. And with 3:44 to go in the first quarter of play, Elba has stretched their lead over Luverne to 14-0. We'll be back for more action on the Friday Night Blitz in just a moment.
Friday night. Whether you are a cheerleader, band member, player, or fan, we hope you enjoy the Friday night experience and take pride in your school. Pike County Schools, excellence in education.
Max is woven into the fabric of our communities. We have history here, memories that stir warm feelings. We've always been Max, never changing the heart of who we are. We lift others up who are out there doing good work. That's part of our strength, all of us together helping create a better community. Save, borrow, and invest with expert guidance from Max Credit Union. Smart money made simple.
Miss Johnny May, thank you for bringing your grandboys to Wiley's Family Football.
Welcome back to Glenn Daniel Stadium on the campus of Luverne High School, where Elba leads the homestanding Luverne Tigers 14-0. 3:44 to go. First quarter. Trey Davis, the Elba kicker, has it teed up and going to get ready to send it deep here. Luverne is looking for some sort of offensive momentum. That'll be fielded back there by number 4. That's Elliott.
Oh.
He finds another seam out to the 35. That's Elliott Harris. If they keep kicking the ball to Elliott Harris, he's going to be bumping his head on the goalpost before long. He's going to step through one of those seams. So Luverne will start it this time at the 36. They started plus 30 in all 3 of their possessions, but have not been able to move the ball very well on the offensive side. Their best play so far has been in the return game.
Yeah, and I hope that drop pass last time doesn't discourage them from throwing the ball, because he got open.
Yeah, Harris was open. There was no doubt about it.
It's just a tough drop right there. I hope they see that, hey, we can get open. We can get guys, open in the field. We can hit them in the chest. Let's keep doing that. And
that was Tony Franklin, I believe, number 20. No, excuse me, that was Elijah Hurst. They tried to work this left side. They've had no success working the right side or up the middle. So Luverne tried to work the left side and just found absolutely nowhere to go. I do see a flag down on the field. And we'll wait the call from head referee Sam Kitchens. A face mask penalty on Elba.
I was about to say, it was after the tackle by the time they threw it.
Let's see, it will be of the 5-yard variety. High school football's the only division of football that still has the 5-yard face mask. Everywhere else is 15.
5-yard incidental face mask. Penalty, the ball be spotted at.
And unfortunately for Luverne, that's been their best football play of the night right there, was a penalty play.
Yeah.
They've had a bunch of plays for 0 or no yardage because they just can't find anywhere to go. This swarming Elba defense. Kane Smith takes it back. Now up the middle, ball's on the ground.
No.
Smith will fall on it. That ball was popped out quickly. That was number 33, I believe, Hakeem Scott. They got in there and popped that football loose from Elijah Hurst. And luckily, Kane Smith, the quarterback, was in the vicinity and able to fall on it, but it loses 6. And they go from 1st and 5 now back to 2nd and 11.
And that's just another case, man. I mean, by the time the ball was snapped, they're already back to the quarterback. The line's just getting torn apart so far.
The defensive line of first-year assistant coach over at Elba, Harry Griffin, doing a really good job against this Luverne Tiger offensive line. Harry, no stranger to Luverne's been the last couple of years at Brantley High School. And we'll have Brantley and Luverne next week.
And we might see something in the air here.
Smith going to looking to his right, but he's going to go down. That was
ball
Adkins.
Loose.
Did the ball come out on the other end? They're holding up 3 fingers, no, but Adkins blitzed off the left side of the offense from his position as a wheel linebacker, and it was no chance for the offensive lineman as Adkins, for 6'2", 200 and about 10 pounds, he can really get around the end. And now it was 1st and 5, and now unfortunately it's 3rd and about 19 or so for Luverne. They continue to find a tough go of it here early in this one. 1:44 to go, first quarter. Two wide receivers down to the near side. This is the traditional set that Bobby Hudson said they would run quite a bit. Now this is Kane Smith looking for the wheel route, throws it up there. That ball's nearly intercepted by Gerard Anderson.
I don't even think he was ready for that, man. He was still running head down.
It'll be 4th down and long.
I'm sure that Smith had to get rid of that ball before he wanted to. It's Hakeem Scott and Michael Rimley and Emmanuel Cooks, that defensive front, bearing down on the quarterback here. And so now another punt, the 4th one of the night so far for Kane Smith. Excuse me, 3rd one of the night already for Kane Smith. 3 drives and 3 punts for Luverne.
Number 1, Jared Anderson.
Just under 90 seconds left here in the first quarter. Elba still leads 14-0.
Late substitution there for Luverne. 5 on the play clock. They need to hurry to get this punt off. 1 second, they get it off as it rolls down to 0. Smith with a high wobbly kick. That will bounce at about the 44-yard line. I thought it may have clipped an Elba player, but
I thought it was at first glance too, but I don't have the angle on it from up here.
The referee says it did not. Now the Tigers will take over with their best field position of the night at their own 40, what is he going to say, 44. Nose on the 44-yard line is where Elba will take over here with 1:12 to go. So, Nate, we've seen a couple of Elba possessions. We've seen some negative plays, some self-induced negativity. We've also seen Alvin Henderson do Alvin Henderson things.
Yeah.
So what's your take so far early in this one?
I just think if it ain't broke, don't fix it, man. I think they're going to keep going back to him. And I guess my question for you is what would be that limit before he goes back to the sideline to minimize that risk of injury, you think?
Absolutely nowhere close to that right now with a 14-point lead. This will be Atkins working the left side, and he gets a couple before he's swarmed under by number 54.
A couple of yards out to the 46. Second down and
a couple of yards out to the 46. You hear the public address announcer here at Glenn Daniel Stadium as the clock finally ticks under 1 minute here in the first quarter. Been a long first quarter, even longer if you're a defender for the Luverne Tigers. They've been on the field so much here early on. Elba breaks the huddle, and this is something about Elba is they normally don't get in a hurry because they know they're what they want to do. They can go tempo if they want to, but they usually don't have to. Once again, it'll be Henderson and Atkins. They'll hand off this time underneath to Watkins. Good defensive play right there by the defensive front from Luverne. And we'll limit that to another couple of yards. It'll be about 3rd and 6, and that will probably take us to the end of the first quarter.
Third down
and Elba's in no hurry as the clock will tick under 10 seconds, and that will indeed take us to the end of the first quarter of play here in Glenn Daniel Stadium. Your score, Elba 14, Luverne 0. We'll be back for more action on the Friday Night Blitz in just a moment.
Rodney, have you ever been in a position where you dispatched your grandmother and all 4 grandmothers? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Absolutely not.
Only Wiley Sanders Truck. When we put family first, and what?
God.
God and family first. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama.
It's not about the awards we're getting for being the best. It's about the reward we feel for giving our best, for doing what's best for those who need us, for creating a home for those who want to be their best. It's about knowing that we're attracting some of the best minds, the best hearts, and providing you with some of the best health care anywhere. Welcome to Southeast Health, where best is what we do. Southeast Health, always the right direction.
At Max Credit Union, we enjoy more. Serving more, teaching more, growing more, giving more, supporting more, sharing more, and more of everything. Max Credit Union is dedicated to connecting with our communities and members, providing all the financial, tools, services, and expertise they need to live their best life, providing more of everything since 1955. Max Credit Union.
Shirley, tell me something. How long have you been driving for Wiley Sanders Truck Line?
October will be 28 years.
Did your mother drive once?
33 years.
And who else in your family worked for?
My dad worked in the shop, and my husband was also a driver and worked in the shop.
So Wiley Sanders Truck Line is family, family, family.
Always.
That's right.
The mission of Pike County Schools is to provide excellence in education, producing graduates ready for college, careers, and lifelong success. Pike County Schools would like to wish the Goshen High School Eagles and the Pike County High School Bulldogs success on the field this Friday night. Whether you are a cheerleader, band member, player, or fan, we hope you enjoy the Friday night experience and take pride in your school. Pike County Schools, excellence in education.
Max.
Second quarter action getting underway here at Glenn Daniel Stadium as Elba has a 3rd and 6 from their own 48-yard line. Single wing Tiger formation. Henderson in the backfield with Caden Atkins. It'll be Henderson going to the right, looking for running room. Stiff legs, one guy. Finds running room. Down the sideline he goes and spilled out of bounds. And Henderson, another huge pickup.
Number 2, Alvin Henderson.
It was 3rd and
Gets it around
6,
the right end.
and he will pick up about,
He
what,
steps out of
17 or
bounds
so on that play?
At the Luverne 39, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Elba Tigers.
39, so yeah, it was 15 yards was the pickup that time for Henderson on just a normal sweep play out of the single wing set. They down block at the point of attack. They get a kick out over there by Atkins, and then as Merrill Hodge on ESPN used to say, you get a seal here and a seal there, and you're off to the races. The only thing you can hope to do is use the sideline as a defender, and that's exactly what the Luverne Tigers did. Will be once again in that traditional Tiger set, the unbalanced single wing. Another botch snap. Atkins will pick it up, and he escapes one man. Here goes the big fella out to the left side, and what should have been a negative play in the backfield will turn into a 1st down run for Caden Atkins.
Yeah, talking about making the best of a bad situation, man. I mean,
Atkins, you see, yeah, I was looking at it over there. He got up gingerly holding a collarbone.
And we have an injury timeout.
Holding a collarbone injury, and now we'll go to break as he gets attended to here in just a moment on the Friday Night Blitz.
Woven into the fabric of our communities.
yeah, we never.
We have history here. Memories that stir warm feelings. We've always been Max, never changing the heart of who we are. We lift others up who are out there doing good work. That's part of our strength. All of us, together, helping create a better community. Save, borrow, and invest with expert guidance from Max Credit Union. Smart money made simple.
Miss Johnson, thank you for bringing your grandboys to Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Rodney, have you ever been in a position where you dispatched your grandmother and all 4 of grandmothers? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Absolutely not.
Atkins got up and ran off the turf under his own power, but it'll now be number 15. That's Brady Johnson in. And another botch snap. That's number 7, Cassidy Carpenter, taking a handoff, and he is fighting tough for yards on that right side. He picked up a couple as he drug a couple of Luverne defenders with him. And that will be a gain of probably around, from our angle, looks to be about 4 or 5 yards maybe, as Henderson used that opportunity to get a blow on the sidelines, but he's waiting for his chance to come back in the ball game.
And number 50 going to have to take a break for a snap as his helmet came off. Number 9 coming in for him now.
So Alvin Henderson's back in the ball game now as Trey Davis will go to the sideline for a blow. You got a little peek at what's happening in the future for Elba right there as Johnson and Carpenter were in the backfield instead of Atkins and Henderson. They're both seniors. So next year, Tiger fans or Elba Tiger fans, you see what your backfield might look like. As Brady Johnson will stay in there, number 15. This will be Henderson working to the left side, steps through a hole. Here he goes again. Touchdown, Elba, one more time. You know who it was, Alvin Henderson doing Alvin Henderson things. And he finds pay dirt from 27 yards away. And to extend the Elba lead to 20-0, awaiting Trey Davis's extra point. Extra point will be up and will be right down Broadway.
Trey Davis, extra point.
And it's 21-0 Elba. 10:29 to go in the second quarter of play. It's been exactly what we thought might happen so far. Alvin Henderson left, Alvin Henderson right, and Alvin Henderson to the end zone. 21-0 Elba. 10:29 to go second quarter. We'll be right back on the Friday Night Blitz.
Wiley Sanders Truck Line. When we put family first, and what? God. God and family first. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama.
It's not about the awards we're getting for being the best. It's about the reward we feel for giving our best, for doing what's best for those who need us, for creating a home for those who want to be their best. It's about knowing that we're attracting some of the best minds, the best hearts, and providing you with some of the best health care anywhere. Welcome to Southeast Health, where best is what we do. Southeast Health, always the right direction.
At Max Credit Union, we enjoy more.
Welcome back to Glenn Daniel Stadium here in Luverne, Alabama, where Elba has raced out to a 21-0 advantage over Luverne, as Luverne is struggling to move the football on offense and has found it hard to corral Alvin Henderson while playing defense. Squib kick this time from Trey Davis will be picked up back there, or try to be picked up by Elijah Hurst, looking for running room left side. He'll find some 30, 35, and pushed out of bounds by the kicker, Trey Davis. Flag comes in late. Wonder if Hurst was already out of bounds when Davis made contact. We may get 15 yards tacked on the end of this. Good return by Elijah Hurst.
Oh, man, if he cut back inside, he had nothing but green grass in front of him.
All he had to beat was the kicker, and Davis was racing down the field as a cover man. He wasn't a safety guy like most kickers are. Of course, Trey Davis not your average kicker. He plays safety on the defensive side of the ball as well. Referees conferring about this penalty over here. The flag came in really, really late, and we'll await the call from our head referee, Sam Kitchens. Been doing this over 30 years in the Troy and Pike County, Crenshaw County areas. There's two flags on the field, two flags.
And personal foul.
So there was holding on Luverne on the return, and then personal foul, late hit out of bounds on Elba. So they'll go to the penalty yardage, the penalty spot, mark off the 10, and then come back to the 15-yard personal foul. So the big return for Hurst is erased, and instead of starting up and around the 40-yard line, Luverne will actually take over at their own 29 with 10:22 to go second quarter, excuse me. So now to what might have been so far for Luverne. If they would have kept Elba pinned up on a couple of bad snaps and wouldn't have had a couple of costly penalties, this might be a different ball game. As Kane Smith goes under center with the T formation, he'll hand off to Hurst, looking for room on the left side, and once again, not finding anything, is nobody able to move. Emmanuel Cooks off that nose guard position, dominating the A-gaps right now is Emmanuel Cooks.
Play gains a yard out to the 30. It'll be second down and 9.
Got another good ball game on our C-Spire family networks here. Over in Delaney Curvin Stadium up in Troy, Pike Lib squaring off of New Brockton. My good buddy Mike Hensley's got the call on that one. We want you to stick around and watch Elba Luverne, but if you want to stream flip back and forth, they got a good one over there between Pike Lib and New Brockton.
And that's also live on our Facebook. And we also got Charles Henderson versus Pike County. Neil and Wally from Sports Chat with Neil and Wally are there right now.
Good run that time. That was Elliott Harris. He's been the big spark plug for Luverne so far. He's had their couple of best plays. He found some running room to the right side, and we'll pick up about 7 or 8. And now it's a third and very manageable here for Luverne. It'll be third and we'll call it a long 3. We'll see what Bobby Hudson and Matt Sheffield can get dialed up. Matt Sheffield, the offensive coordinator. However, head coach Bobby Hudson, the one calling the X's and O's and the plays from the sidelines tonight.
And this will be their first down. They have not gotten a first down on offense, am I right?
Looking for their first down of the night right here out of the T formation. Kane Smith under center. Will hand it off to Harris once again, trying to find room, and it's going to be close. It's going to be very close there. And it may be very short, but you're down 21-0 already. Even if you are short, this may be a chance where you got to go for it to try to find something positive here in this first half. It'll actually be a actually longer than a yard, almost a yard and a half short, as the ball's resting nose on the 43-yard line, and he'll need almost the 45.
And like you said, you've got to find pay dirt in this half to really stay in this game. Down 21-0. You know, I think we can risk 1 yard and give the ball up if. You know, I think they're going to take that chance, and they are.
Right. You try to find something to shift the momentum right here. T formation once again for Luverne, and now we have a whistle to stop play. I think Luverne called a timeout. Here's the play clock was getting low on them.
Luverne.
Here, that'll bring a timeout for Luverne. So We got a little second here to talk about it, Nate. 21-0 here, middle of the second quarter. Elba, we've seen Alvin Henderson do what Alvin Henderson's doing. I've been impressed though with Caden Atkins, and that what is technically in the wing or the single wing a fullback, but he takes the snap, so he's basically the quarterback of the offense there. The runs he's made, the reads he's made there have set Elba up. He scored their first touchdown and also showed some great elusiveness there on that botched play. He came up a little injured on it, but I think, having that 1-2 punch of Henderson and Atkins back there is going to be special for Elba this year.
Yeah, took the words right out of my mouth, man. That 1-2 punch, I mean, and like we've said with some of these coaches we've talked to over the offseason, like, how are we expanding the game? Like, we know you got a solid run game, or we know you've got a solid passing game. What are we doing to, like, increase that, like, two-set dynamic, to try and throw these teams off guard? If they know what's coming, they at least have a little bit of an advantage to defend you.
Right. And also shout out to the Elba defense, who has given up almost nothing to a pretty good expectations in 2024 Luverne offense. Looking for their first down. They'll go back to what worked for them earlier, and that's going to be the handoff over right side to Elliott Harris. He got right to the 40, and if that's the spot he gets, that will be Luverne's first down, and it will be. So they took the gamble. They needed something to go right for them. They went back to the play that has worked for them the best so far, and they pick up their first down of the night for this young Luverne offense.
And I think after so many running plays, now you get a fresh set of downs to work things over. You can give up a couple plays. I think you try to go back to the air and pick up a big gain.
You're in a good opportunity. First down at your own 40-yard line, middle of the field right here. Might be an opportunity to take a shot right here. But they will stay in that T formation. Kane Smith under center. Will hand it off to That's Elliott Harris looking for running room left side this time. He'll pick up 3 or 4 on the old school T sweep.
Play gains 3 yards to the 43.
Used to call that back in the day student body left and student body right, as everybody's working to the left side on a zone scheme or something like that. You get a couple of guys out in front of you on the T sweep, and they'll pick up 4.5, maybe, 4.5 for Luverne right there. That 3-3 stack defense coordinated by Johnny Dice for Elba. If you don't really recognize a 3-3 defense, it may look like an old school, 5-3 defense or something. They have 2 outside linebackers they call jacks or ponies or whatever you want to call them that kind of walk down on the end of the line of scrimmage to play defensive end, as they'll hand this ball off underneath. Again, that may have been Harris disappearing into the pile one more time, and it was.
Really good forward push, though.
It was. And this is the first time tonight we've seen them able to get vertical push on these tight runs. It has been Elba just manhandling and patrolling the middle. But now this is the second set of downs in a row where Luverne has set it up 3rd and manageable. They're back to 3rd, and we'll call it a long 3. They need the 50. The ball sitting. No, we'll call it long 2. My eyes are getting bad in my old age. Call it a long 2. Ball sitting halfway between the 47 and 48-yard line, right there in the middle of the Tiger Paw at center field. Inside handoff to number 4, Harris, churning his legs and finding first down. He almost stepped through that arm tackle, and if he would have, he would have raced 50-some-odd yards for the touchdown. But that will take us to the heat timeout. Luverne finally got a little momentum going here as we inch closer towards halftime. They'll have it 1st and 10 in Elba territory when we come back here on the C-Spire Friday Night Blitz.
Serving more, teaching more, growing more, giving more, supporting more, sharing more, and more of everything. Max Credit Union is dedicated to connecting with our communities and members, providing all the financial, tools, services, and expertise they need to live their best life, providing more of everything since 1955. Max Credit Union.
Shirley, tell me something. How long have you been driving for Wiley Sanders Truck Line?
October will be 28 years.
Did your mother drive once?
33 years.
And who else in your family worked for?
My dad worked in the shop, and my husband was also a driver and worked in the shop.
So Wiley Sanders Truck Line is family, family, family.
Always.
That's right.
The mission of Pike County Schools is to provide excellence in education, producing graduates ready for college, careers, and lifelong success. Pike County Schools would like to wish the Goshen High School Eagles and the Pike County High School Bulldogs success on the field this Friday night. Whether you are a cheerleader, band member, player, or fan, we hope you enjoy the Friday night experience and take pride in your school. Pike County Schools, excellence in education.
Max is woven into the fabric of our communities. We have history here, memories that stir warm feelings. We've always been Max, never changing the heart of who we are. We lift others up who are out there doing good work. That's part of our strength, all of us together helping create a better community.
First and 10.
Welcome back to Glenn Daniel Stadium in Luverne, Alabama. Elba's raced out to a 21-0 lead, but Luverne got a little momentum, a couple of first downs, and they find themselves in Elba territory at the 45 here, sticking with that T formation that's worked well for them here recently. This will be Elliott Harris looking for running room on the near sideline, and he'll find it, makes one man miss before he's corralled up after a gain of about 5.
Takes it around the right end.
First man on the scene for Elba was Jacob Ledbetter and Jacob Watkins. Talking about Jacob Watkins, I was talking to defensive coordinator Johnny Dice earlier this week, and he said that number 6, Jacob Watkins, is the smartest football player he's ever met. They said that he, being number 6, Watkins, could come in on Sundays and help them game plan probably better than some assistant coaches Dice has worked with in his career. He's that smart of a football player, can make sure everybody's in the right spot, and he patrols that middle. He and Atkins, huge defensive guys there in the middle of that Elba defense. Quick handoff inside, this time to Tony Franklin, and he'll plunge across the 40 down to about the 39-yard line, and will once again, actually be a 38, once again another third and manageable for Luverne. The last 2 times they have looked on this situation, they've given it on the little inside sweep or inside handoff to number 4, Elliott Harris. We'll see if they'll go back in the cookie jar one more time on this third and we'll call it 3.5 or so. Clock going to tick inside of 4 minutes before half, before the play is run. T formation, been that way this whole drive for Luverne. Kane Smith turn around. It is the play to number 4, Elliott Harris. It's been to the right a couple of times. They run the same T-sweep play to the left. And once again, the third time they ran it, they get another first down all the way down to the Elba 30 and methodically matriculating their way down the field, getting deeper and deeper into Elba territory, relying strictly on the T formation.
Well, that's a $3.5 word there. But that was just a great job from the offensive line. That was really the first time I've seen the Elba D-line just push back and really getting good blocks to open up the way for the running back to get through.
Something you notice on your screen right there, look at those big fellas in the middle of that Elba defense. Hands on hips, sucking a little bit of wind as Luverne is going old school football. Now this will be the old tush push up the middle from Kane Smith. Right, they tried it up the middle right there. They had not had success running traditional running plays up the middle, so they took Smith, let him take the snap and go right up the gut with the running backs in behind him. That play made famous by the NFL guys up there, the Philadelphia Eagles, Miami Dolphins running that play with a couple former Alabama quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts and Tua Tagovailoa. Play picks up about 3. Be 2nd and 7, actually 8, 2nd and 8. Picked up 2 yards, ball resting on the 28-yard line, 2 minutes, 30 seconds, and ticking for Luverne. When do they go to the air right here, Nate? It's got to be coming soon, right? The play will get blown dead early as Bobby Hudson saw the play clock running down and will take his second timeout of the half. We'll stay here with us. We won't take a break here. Don't want you guys to miss anything here on this drive for Luverne. Do you think, Nate, they might be running the sweep, running the dive, running the sweep, running the dive to maybe try to play action or get somebody slip past the defense here and try to pick up a quick 6 before the break? They desperately need some points on the board before they go to halftime.
I mean, you know, my experience in football is NCAA 25 and Madden's like 11 through 24. So, you know, anytime I play call, my job is not on the line. So I can completely understand, you know, trying to play it conservative here if you're Luverne. But this is the perfect situation. You know, you got a couple yards. You're not at a 10-yard, you know, look right here. It's second down. We still have another down to go and another down to go after that if we absolutely need it. So I think a second down throw looks really good right here. They've only put the ball in the air one time tonight.
Bobby Hudson, Matt Sheffield working that huddle right there, trying to get their points across about what play they want to run. And Luverne is in prime territory to get back in this ball game, Nate. If they can score before the half, remember, Elba won the coin toss and took the ball. So Luverne will get the ball to start the second half. If Luverne can score here, get a break on the first possession of the second half, then we got a 21-14 ball game, and we're in a whole different story. But it all depends on this drive right here. Luverne has a 2nd and 8 from the 28, and they need some points, but a flag is going to come down as Luverne, unfortunately, had 12 in the huddle when they broke it, and they could not get that guy out quick enough, and it'll be a loss of 5, and it's got to be frustrating for Bobby Hudson and that coaching staff coming out of a timeout.
Yeah.
You somehow got 12 guys in the formation. That should never happen. First game of the season, though, I mean, you got some guys probably still learning terminology and learning their place in this offense, but very frustrating as you go from inside the 20 or inside the 30 at the 28, now back out to 33. And the only thing that's been working for you so far has been that T formation and the T sweep and the dive off of it. But now with just 2:23 to go, you got to start thinking about maybe having to put the ball in the air somehow, some way here. But they stay in the T formation. That's Kane Smith under center. And they'll run Elliott Harris looking for running room at the left side. He's got the 25.
Okay.
Steps inside 20. Looking for more running room. He's going to find it inside the 5. Did he get there? Yes, he did. Touchdown, Luverne. Elliott Harris goes 33 yards on the T sweep around the left end. And Luverne has stuck with it and grinded it out and finds pay dirt right before the half and awaiting the extra point attempt here. But if they get the stop of Elba before the break, they can get back in the ball game in the second half.
I mean, just a great run right there. I mean, there's not many other words for it. Used his blockers. I mean, he was literally had his back or hand on the back of one of his guys. Hey, I need this space, give it to me. And he got it, took it all the way to the house, man. That's just a great run.
Luverne takes their third and final timeout, and once again, a little bit of miscommunication there. As you hate to take your third timeout kicking an extra point, but you can't take them to the half with you.
And we're going to take a little break. We're going to thank our sponsors, and we're going to go right back to commercial. 2 minutes, 13 seconds left. Elba leads 21-6, extra point pending.
Save, borrow, and invest with expert guidance from Max Credit Union. Smart money made simple.
Miss Johnny, thank you for bringing your grandboys to Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Rodney, have you ever been in a position where you dispatched your grandmother and all 4 of her grandmothers? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Absolutely not.
Only at Wiley Sanders Truck Line, where we put family first. And what?
God.
God and family first. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama.
It's not about
I don't see a kicker out there.
That's right. They waved off the extra point team. They got the T formation offense looking for 2 right here. They'll run the sweep around the inside sweep this time to big number 9, Elijah Hurst. Gets right to the goal line, and they give it to him.
The plane.
21-8 with 2:13 to go. And it's been the T sweep right, the T sweep left, inside and outside, and Luverne has found their way back into a puncher's chance in this one. Now 21-8, 2:13 to go until half. What will happen in the final few minutes here in the first half? We'll be right back on the Friday Night Blitz with C Spire.
rewards we're getting for being the best. It's about the reward we feel for giving our best.
Crazy.
For doing what's best for those who need us. For creating a home for those who want to be their best. It's about knowing that we're attracting some of the best minds, the best hearts, and providing you with some of the best health care anywhere. Welcome to Southeast Health, where best is what we do. Southeast Health, always the right direction.
At Max Credit Union, we enjoy more. Serving more, teaching more, growing more, giving more, supporting more, sharing more, and more of everything. Max Credit Union is dedicated to connecting with our communities and members, providing all the financial, tools, services, and expertise they need.
Bobby Hudson there on the sidelines, young man making his first career start or first career appearance as a head coach, had a huge play call to go for it on 4th down in his own territory, and it paid off with Luverne sticking it in the end zone. They trail Elba 21-8 with 2:13 to go first half, but Elba, you will get a chance to kick it off again as it's Atkins and Henderson back deep. It'll be a pooch kick this time. Will fall on the ground at about the 23-yard line, and Atkins had a head of steam but lost his balance as he got to the 30. That old turf monster got him. It has sniped plenty of folks over the years, and it just got Caden Atkins there because he had a head of steam going, and it was about to be a violent run for Atkins, but it'll be 1st and 10. Elba at the own 31-yard line, 2:08 to play in the first half, and that's, as we were talking about in the break, that's plenty of time for Elba to strike back. We know how quickly they can do it. Spread single wing this time from Elba. They got 2 wide receivers split out wide to the bottom of your screen. Still got that sniffer back on the inside with Atkins and Henderson. It'll be the sweep. Henderson looking for running room. Good stiff arm there, but we'll run out of room and we'll only pick up maybe a couple of inches as he's pushed out of bounds over there by number 9, Elijah Hurst.
No gain on the play.
No gain for Henderson. They split they split the guys out wide there to try to unload the box, get some guys out of the middle of the defense, so hopefully Henderson could beat them to the edge. But good play that time by the outside linebacker, number 23, Tony Franklin, and also number 9, Elijah Hurst, sets Elba up or pushes Elba back to a 2nd and 10. Same formation now. They'll flip it, go 2 wide receivers to the wide side of the field. 5-man front, 3 down, 2 up for Luverne. This will be Atkins looking for running room. He's forced back inside, breaks 1 tackle. Oh my goodness gracious. Activate the truck stick as he bulls over another one on his way to about 8 yards. It'll be to the 39-yard line. We told you he was a load at about 6'2", 215 pounds, and you're seeing all that on display. As he should have been wrapped up for a yard loss, but he actually picks up 8, brings up 3rd and a long 2 for the Elba Tigers.
Yeah, his wrecking ball X factor just activated, man. He stopped at the line of scrimmage, and he makes that a gain of 7 almost. I mean, that's just incredible.
90 seconds to go, first half, and ticking.
I was just about to say, do you think they call a timeout to maximize their time on field?
That's right. We mentioned earlier, you can't take them to the locker room with you, so might as well use them here.
That is their 2nd charge timeout.
Now, you would think the single wing is not a quick strike offense. It's a more of a grinded out thing like we just saw Luverne do with the T formation. But the way that Mark Sieving and his guys run it, and he said it's taken them 4 years, all 4 years they've been there, to get it down, that it is a quick strike system, or can be. They'll take their 2 yards, they'll take their 3 yards, they'll lose a yard, and then they'll go out the gate for 70. Because you have to play your position, you play your assignment every time. So just because they're in the single wing with a minute 27 to go and more than 60 yards doesn't mean, oh my goodness, we're going to abandon everything and get back in a spread or chuck it around or something like that. They are very, very confident, very, very calm in this type of situation, especially with a 21-8 lead, because worst case scenario, you just sit on the football and take it into the locker room when you're up 2 scores.
Yeah, and they're just trying to get back on the board. They're trying to shut down all that momentum that Luverne just built that they're going to bring into the locker room and back out of the locker room when they get the ball back to start the second half. So they're trying to shut that right back down here and make it, a 21, 22-point game again.
This will be Henderson working on the right side, steps through a tackle, puts his hand down, and will be spilled up around midfield. And I just told you, they never panic in this situation. They know that they have the quick strike ability if they need to. They just need to keep picking up positive yards and first down after first down, and that's just what they do. as they now have it at their own 49-yard line, 1:14 and ticking, now 1:10 until the break.
They got one timeout left. I think they're going to try and get some forward momentum here, maybe call it, and then just let it roll out.
This might be a good opportunity or a good spot for the spin pass if they run with some play action, and they'll get a bunch of guys running free because the defense sails out for the run action. A little bit of an overload set here now as everybody on the line of scrimmage is to the right side, looking for student body right. Henderson finds running room. He's down the sideline again.
He's gone.
Oh, my goodness. I told you the quick strike ability, and there it is on full display. Alvin Henderson goes 51 yards on this trick formation. The entire offensive set was to the right side of the center on the super overload. And he found the edge on the sidelines and takes it to the house. The third touchdown of the night for Alvin Henderson, and it's now 27-8 for Elba. Mark Sieving said earlier this week they got 9 plays, but they got 56 different formations they can run them out of, and we just saw one we hadn't seen, and it worked out well for Elba. Trey Davis, number 21, will try to make it 28-8. And he will split the uprights.
He's been on it all night, man. That is a good kicker. In 1A, do you know how hard it is to find a good kicker in 1A?
Especially a good kicker that also, plays the split receiver, the X receiver for you, and also is your starting free safety as well. Elba has upped their lead to 20, 28-8. Elba over Luverne on the Friday Night Blitz. We'll be right back for the last few seconds of the first half.
To live their best life, providing more of everything since 1955. Max Credit Union.
Shirley, tell me something. How long have you been driving for Wiley Sanders Truck Line?
October will be 28 years.
Did your mother drive once?
33 years.
And who else in your family worked for?
My dad worked in the shop, and my husband was also a driver and worked in the shop.
So Wiley Sanders Truck Line is family, family, family.
Always.
That's right.
The mission of Pike County Schools is to provide excellence in education, producing graduates ready for college, careers, and lifelong success. Pike County Schools would like to wish the Goshen High School Eagles and the Pike County High School Bulldogs success on the field this Friday night. Whether you are a cheerleader, band member, player, or fan, we hope you enjoy the Friday night experience and take pride in your school. Pike County Schools, excellence in education.
Trey Davis got it teed back up here at Glen Daniel Stadium as Elba stretched that lead out to 28-8 over Luverne. Just 39 seconds to go in the first half. Low line drive kick fielded by Elijah Hurst, dancing around trying to find it to the edge, and he'll be cut down hard. Tried to leap over a defender, but he's taken down at about the 24-yard line or so.
Taken down near the 23.
So 30 seconds left in the half. What are we doing here? What do you think is going on here?
You're backed up here 31 seconds or so, and the clock didn't run, by the way, on that kickoff. Don't know what happened there. But about 31 seconds or so to go here before the half. You're down 3 scores. What you don't want to happen is to try to panic and get in a rush and turn the football over. You might think about taking a shot here, see if you can pop something for a gain, but you don't have any timeouts left if you're Luverne. You might see, well, they'll come out and they'll split. I think they might see, a T formation, inside handoff, see if you pop something big, but they'll come off 2-by-2 set with Kane Smith in the gun, going to come out throwing short to number 4, Elliott Harris. He catches it, but
be
gets
the first completion.
Stuck in a hurry by number 11, Jacob Ledbetter. That's one of the outside linebackers for Elba. Arrived on the scene pretty quickly. That's their first completion of the night. Was their second pass attempt, their first completion.
Yep.
I think total tonight we've seen, 3 pass attempts so far. I think Elba had 1 that they completed to Watkins, and then 2 from Luverne. So
I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's right. We're going back to 1965 football tonight. We got the single wing versus the T formation.
As much as it pains me, man, I am an air raid offense guy. I hate the power run, but hey, we might see another one here.
Spread now with the wing for Luverne. Kane Smith looking. Oh, that's AES Tyson Smith came free. That'll make Smith have to pull it down and get what he can across the 30 to about the 32. That was Tyson Davis, the number 88 for Elba, who came free from the defensive end position and forced Smith to pull that ball down and try to get what he could.
Under 10 seconds.
I don't think they're going to get one off right here as the clock's under 5 and they're still in the huddle. Yeah, that's going to take us to the break here. They're trying to get it snapped, but they will not be able to. And we have played the first half here at Glenn Daniels Stadium in Luverne. Your halftime score, Elba 28, Luverne 8. We will be back here for our halftime festivities in just a moment. You're watching the Friday Night Blitz on C-Spire.
Max is woven into the fabric of our communities. We have history here, memories that stir warm feelings. We've always been Max, never changing the heart of who we are. We lift others up who are out there doing good work. That's part of our strength, all of us together helping create a better community. Save, borrow, and invest with expert guidance from Max Credit Union. Smart money made simple.
Miss Johnny May, thank you for bringing your grandboys to Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Rodney, have you ever been in a position where you dispatched your grandmother and all 4 of grandmothers? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Absolutely not.
Only at Wiley Sanders Truck Line, where we put family first. And what?
God.
God and family first. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama.
It's not about the awards we're getting for being the best. It's about the reward we feel for giving our best, for doing what's best for those who need us, for creating a home for those who want to be their best. It's about knowing that we're attracting some of the best minds, the best hearts, and providing you with some of the best health care anywhere. Welcome to Southeast Health, where best is what we do. Southeast Health, always the right direction.
At Max Credit Union, we enjoy more. Serving more, teaching more, growing more, giving more, supporting more, sharing more, and more of everything. Max Credit Union is dedicated to connecting with our communities and members, providing all the financial, tools, services, and expertise they need to live their best life, providing more of everything since 1955. Max Credit Union.
Shirley, tell me something. How long have you been driving for Wiley Sanders Truck Line?
October will be 28 years.
Did your mother drive once?
33 years.
And who else in your family worked for?
My dad worked in the shop, and my husband was also a driver and worked in the shop.
So Wiley Sanders Truck Line is family, family, family.
Always.
That's right.
The mission of Pike County Schools is to provide excellence in education, producing graduates ready for college, careers, and lifelong success. Pike County Schools would like to wish the Goshen High School Eagles and the Pike County High School Bulldogs success on the field this Friday night. Whether you are a cheerleader, band member, player, or fan, we hope you enjoy the Friday night experience and take pride in your
Proudly present, in its 82nd year, the award-winning Elba High School Marching Tiger Band. The band is under the field direction of drum major Jalen Horsted. Director of bands is Sean Hammonds. Assistant director is Jeff Carpenter. Band staff includes Valise McKelvey, Connie Banks, Robert Clark, and Victory Edwards. The theme for tonight's show is Mangione Magic, featuring the legendary hits from Chuck Mangione. Drum major Jalen Horsted, is the band ready? Ladies and gentlemen, the 2024 Elba High School Marching Tiger Band. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2024 Elba High School marching.
Pike County Schools, excellence in education.
Max is woven into the fabric of our communities. We have history here, memories that stir warm feelings. We've always been Max, never changing the heart of who we are. We lift others up who are out there doing good work. That's part of our strength, all of us together helping create a better community. Save, borrow, and invest with expert guidance from Max Credit Union. Smart money made simple.
Miss Johnny, thank you for bringing your grandboys to Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Rodney, have you ever been in a position where you dispatched your grandmother and all former grandmothers? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Absolutely not.
Only at Wiley Sanders Truck Line, where we put family first. And what?
God.
God and family first. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama.
It's not about the awards we're getting for being the best. It's about the reward we feel for giving our best, for doing what's best for those who need us, for creating a home for those who want to be their best. It's about knowing that we're attracting some of the best minds, the best hearts, and providing you with some of the best health care anywhere. Welcome to Southeast Health, where best is what we do. Southeast Health, always the right direction.
At Max Credit Union, we enjoy more. Serving more, teaching more, growing more, giving more, supporting more, sharing more, and more of everything. Max Credit Union is dedicated to connecting with our communities and members, providing all the financial, tools, services, and expertise they need to live their best life, providing more of everything since 1955. Max Credit Union.
Shirley, tell me something. How long have you been driving for Wiley Sanders Truck Line?
October will be 28 years.
Did your mother drive once?
33 years.
And who else in your family worked for?
My dad worked in the shop, and my husband was also a driver and worked in the shop.
So Wiley Sanders Truck Line is family, family, family.
Always.
That's right.
The mission of Pike County Schools is to provide excellence in education, producing graduates ready for college, careers, and
we proudly present the 2024 Luverne High School Marching Tiger Band. The band is under the field command of Drum Major Takara June, Band Captain Shatia Graves, and Band Lieutenants Natalie Davis and Brody Simmons. For our show tonight, the Luverne Tiger Band takes the field with a collection of some of the greatest Western hits of all time. We open our show tonight with the iconic main theme from the 1960 Western classic, The Magnificent Seven. We continue with the popular American folk song, Cotton Eye Joe. We close our show tonight with Beyonce's 2024 country pop sensation, Texas Hold'em. We invite you to relax, sing along as the Luverne Tiger Band goes Western. Ladies and gentlemen, the Luverne High School Marching Tiger Band.
Lifelong success. Pike County Schools would like to wish the Goshen High School Eagles and the Pike County High School Bulldogs success on the field this Friday night. Whether you are a cheerleader, band member, player, or fan, we hope you enjoy the Friday night experience and take pride in your school. Pike County Schools. Excellence in education.
Max is woven into the fabric of our communities. We have history here. Memories that stir warm feelings. We've always been Max, never changing the heart of who we are. We lift others up who are out there doing good work. That's part of our strength, all of us together helping create a better community. Save, borrow, and invest with expert guidance from Max Credit Union. Smart money made simple.
Miss Johnny May, thank you for bringing your grandboys to Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Rodney, have you ever been in a position where you dispatched your grandmother and all four of her grandboys? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Absolutely not.
Only at Wiley Sanders Truck Line, where we put family first. And what?
God.
God and family first. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama.
It's not about the awards we're getting for being the best. It's about the reward we feel for giving our best, for doing what's best for those who need us, for creating a home for those who want to be their best. It's about knowing that we're attracting some of the best minds, the best hearts, and providing you with some of the best health care anywhere. Welcome to Southeast Health, where best is what we do. Southeast Health, always the right direction.
At Max Credit Union, we enjoy more. Serving more, teaching more, growing more, giving more, supporting more, sharing more, and more of everything. Max Credit Union is dedicated to connecting with our communities and members, providing all the financial, tools, services, and expertise they need to live their best life, providing more of everything since 1955. Max Credit Union.
Shirley, tell me something. How long have you been driving for Wiley Sanders Truck Line?
October will be 28 years.
Did your mother drive once?
33 years.
And who else in your family worked for?
My dad worked in the shop, and my husband was also a driver and worked in the shop.
So Wiley Sanders Truck Line is family, family, family.
Always.
That's right.
The mission of Pike County Schools is to provide excellence in education, producing graduates ready for college, careers, and lifelong success. Pike County Schools would like to wish the Goshen High School Eagles and the Pike County High School Bulldogs success on the field this Friday night. Whether you are a cheerleader, band member, player, or fan, we hope you enjoy the Friday night experience and take pride in your school. Pike County Schools, excellence in education.
Max is woven into the fabric of our communities. We have history here, memories that stir warm feelings. We've always been Max, never changing the heart of who we are. We lift others up who are out there doing good work. That's part of our strength, all of us together helping create a better community. Save, borrow, and invest with expert guidance from Max Credit Union. Smart money made simple.
Miss Johnny, thank you for bringing your grandboys to Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Rodney, have you ever been in a position where you dispatched your grandmother and all four of her grandmothers? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Absolutely not.
Only at Wiley Sanders Truck Line, where we put family first. And what?
God.
God and family first. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama.
It's not about the awards we're getting for being the best. It's about the reward we feel for giving our best, for doing what's best for those who need us, for creating a home for those who want to be their best. It's about knowing that we're attracting some of the best minds, the best hearts, and providing you with some of the best health care anywhere. Welcome to Southeast Health, where best is what we do. Southeast Health, always the right direction.
At Max Credit Union, we enjoy more. Serving more, teaching more, growing more, giving more, supporting more, sharing more, and more of everything. Max Credit Union is dedicated to connecting with our communities and members, providing all the financial, tools, services, and expertise they need to live their best life, providing more of everything since 1955. Max Credit Union.
Shirley, tell me something. How long have you been driving for Wiley Sanders Truck Line?
October will be 28 years.
Did your mother drive once? 33
years.
And who else in your family worked for?
My dad worked in the shop, and my husband was also a driver and worked in the shop.
So Wiley Sanders Truck Line is family, family, family.
Always.
That's right.
The mission of Pike County Schools is to provide excellence in education, producing graduates ready for college, careers, and life.
Welcome back to Glenn Daniel Stadium here in Luverne, Alabama, as we get ready for the second half of action in our Friday Night Blitz game of the week here between Elba and Luverne. Nate, it was the Alvin Henderson show offensively for Elba in the first half. 3 touchdowns, all of them 30-plus yards, on his way to another 200-plus yard night, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, he's just unstoppable, man. I mean, you almost can't have an answer for him. But I mean, you know, we spoke with Coach Hudson before the game, and he says, like, you know, like, I'm not telling my guys, like, I'll just treat him like everybody else. We know he's a weapon. You know, we got to be able to contain him. And they just haven't really had an answer for him so far.
That's right. Talked to Bobby Hudson earlier this week, and he said, you know, the offense that Elba runs, that single wing, is not a gimmick or not a trick. You know who's getting the football. You just got to be able to put him on the ground. And tonight, Luverne's not been able to do that. But second half is underway now. That's number 9. That's Elijah Hurst fielding the kickoff, trying to find some running room near side. Shakes one tackler. Now he puts the ball on the turf. And it's now going to get kicked out of bounds, and that's going to be a break, actually, for Luverne, as Elba did not possess that football. So Luverne will maintain possession.
Okay.
Luverne will maintain possession on that football as Hurst was trying to find some running room and just couldn't do it. And he poked the football out. Excuse me, that was not Elijah Hurst. I apologize. Got my 8s and my 9s backwards. You see Elijah Hurst going out on the field right now. So Luverne now will take over, start this second half of play way back. Ball rolled out of bounds at about, what, the 6-yard line or so?
Yeah, I mean, it's the worst position we've had on a kickoff all night. Everything's been pretty much brought up to the 30-plus so far tonight. So this is not a great start for Luverne in the second half.
That was Cameron Watley was the deep man returning that kick, number 8.
And, I mean, even if he did hold on to the football, he'd have been brought down like the 20, the 21. Right. So
T formation for Luverne. Been their best offensive set tonight. It's how they scored their touchdown. They'll run the T sweep over to the right-hand side. Shooting through, making that tackle for Elba was Hakeem Scott. And that was Elliott Harris. He's been their biggest gainer on the ground tonight. But even Harris, after that last play, comes up with a little bit of a limp, but he's going to stay in there after a gain of maybe a couple of inches.
A little bit of extracurricular there off to the far side between number 7 of Elba and number 9 of Luverne.
7 is Cassidy Carpenter, the outside linebacker for Elba, and then 9 is big Elijah Hurst, one of those backs in the T formation. And I just saw my first thing out of the corner of my eye, saw an Elba player running off the field holding the hamstring, may have our first cramp of the night. T formation again for Luverne. That's Kane Smith under center as a quarterback. He's going to step back to pass under pressure from Atkins, and Atkins brings him down to the end zone for a safety, and that will make it 30-8. Caden Atkins will be, we mentioned it before the game, and it continues to hold true. He will be a force offensively and defensively this year for Elba. That was an absolute bull rush in his second sack of the game. This one winds up a safety and for 2 points. Atkins, a Georgia State commit, going to play some D1 football somewhere. Nate, I don't think that Georgia State's going to be his last offer if he continues to put up stats and plays like that one.
Oh, absolutely not. I don't think he'll end up at a mid-major like there. He might, yeah, but I mean, just from what we've seen so far, there's going to be a lot of talk around him, and especially being in such close proximity with Alvin Henderson. You know, these big schools are coming in and they're looking at him and they're like, oh, who's this number 10 guy? You know, he's just as good, man. So
all the hype, and deservedly so, went to Alvin Henderson last year as he went over, 3,000 yards rushing, but people don't remember Caden Atkins had a 1,000-yard rushing season as the primary blocking back for Alvin Henderson. Now switching over to the fullback or quasi-quarterback in this single-wing system, he's going to have, a lot more carries. There's a possibility you may have 2 running backs close to a couple 1,000 yards between Atkins and Henderson before it's all said and done. This will be Atkins. He'll field the kickoff, flip it back to Alvin Henderson, who dances to the left side, now cuts it upfield into Luverne territory at about the 44-yard line. So all the kickoffs we've seen tonight have either been fielded by Henderson directly or Atkins fielded two of them and immediately flipped it back to Henderson. That's a good game plan right there. Any chance you have to get it in number 2's hands, let's do that.
Yeah, we've got 2 players down on the far side, so we're going to take a quick break and hope they're all right. We'll be right back, folks.
Success. Pike County Schools would like to wish the Goshen High School Eagles and the Pike County High School Bulldogs success on the field this Friday night. Whether you are a cheerleader, band member, player, or fan, we hope you enjoy the Friday night experience and take pride in your school. Pike County Schools. Excellence in education.
Max is woven into the fabric of our communities. We have history here. Memories that stir warm feelings. We've always been Max, never changing the heart of who we are. We lift others up who are out there doing good work. That's part of our strength, all of us together helping create a better community. Save, borrow, and invest with expert guidance from Max Credit Union. Smart money made simple.
Miss Young Lady, thank you for bringing your grandboys to Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Rodney, have you ever been in a position where you dispatched your grandmother and all 4 of grandmothers? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Absolutely not.
Only at Wiley Sanders Truck Line, where we put family first. And what?
God.
God and family first. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama.
It's not about the awards we're getting for being the best. It's about the reward we feel for giving our best, for doing what's best for those who need us, for creating a home for those who want to be their best. It's about knowing that we're attracting some of the best minds, the best hearts, and providing you with some of the best health care anywhere. Welcome to Southeast Health, where best is what we do. Southeast Health, always the right direction.
At Max Credit Union, we enjoy more. Serving more. Teaching more. Growing more. Giving more. Supporting more. Sharing more. And more of everything. Max Credit Union is dedicated to connecting with our communities and members, providing all the financial, tools, services, and expertise they need to live their best life, providing more of everything since 1955. Max Credit Union.
Shirley, tell me something. How long have you been driving for Wiley Sanders Truck Line?
October will be 28 years.
Did your mother...
And we are back here in Luverne, where Elba has taken a 30-8 lead after the second Caden Atkins sack of the night. Corralled Kane Smith in the end zone for a safety. Kickoff was just taken by Alvin Henderson out over the midfield stripe to the Luverne 44, and that's where Elba will set up shop in the single wing Tiger formation. It'll go underneath the opposite way to Jacob Watkins, number 6. Runs into his own man, but still able to fall forward for a couple of yards. And Jacob Watkins, primarily a defensive guy. He's the quarterback of that defense, that Mike linebacker position for the Elba team. But we'll get some carries in that wingback spot that was Caden Atkins a little bit last year. Some other guys played that. So Watkins, really good athlete. Primarily a defensive guy, but we'll get some snaps and some handoffs on that inside, basically kind of an end-around type play in this single wing system. There's the spin pass right there we talked about. They normally have 2 or 3 guys running wide open, and they did again. But good pressure from Luverne made Atkins get rid of that ball a little bit early, and Tyson Davis, the blocking back, was not able to corral that in. That's the play that Mark Sieving, the offensive coordinator and head coach, loves to run, because you run the ball so effectively and so much that those defensive backs and linebackers have to play the run. And then you come up with that spin pass play, and normally you have 3 guys running wide open. On that play, they had 2. And if Atkins would have had a little bit more time, he would have found one of them for a touchdown probably.
Yeah, they threw it to the only guy that was really covered. So it was probably best that went, over his head. 3rd and 9.
Spread single wing. They'll give it to Henderson on the end around play. He makes one man miss, makes another miss, jukes another one,
down.
And picks up another first down play, or either right at the first down. He made 3 different Luverne defenders
He gets close to
look a little silly on
34.
that one, diving for air. And we'll see what the spot is.
He'll be right at the yard marker.
Waiting, they may ask for a measurement here. Nope. Clock will run. It will be 3rd and short. No, excuse me, no, now they move the sticks.
It'll be 1st and 10 for Elba.
They initially held up 3rd down, and then now it's a 1st down. So we'll go 1st down. Ball officially will be on the 24-yard line. Excuse me, 34-yard line. 9:20. 3rd quarter and ticking. Elba leads it 30-8 over Luverne. Single wing Tiger set. Snap goes directly to Henderson, looking for running room. He's found it.
Goodbye.
Off to the races one more time. Alvin Henderson to the hizzy. And it will make it 36-8 as we await Trey Davis's extra point here in Luverne. Once again, simple sweep to the right. They down block at the point of attack, get the lead man through, which is Atkins. And all that's left is a safety to make a one-on-one tackle, and he didn't arrive on the scene early enough to do that, and it's the 4th Alvin Henderson touchdown of the evening. If he averages 4 touchdowns a week, he'll be up near 40 before the end of the season.
I mean, that dude's just ridiculous, man. I mean, I've never seen him play in person. You know, I've always heard the stories, and, I mean, the stats don't lie, obviously. But, I mean, he's more than I could have even imagined before seeing him tonight. I mean, he's just unstoppable.
Extra point is up and good.
Kick is good from Trey Davis. And that will make it 37-8 early here in the 3rd quarter of play. All Elba tonight on the Friday Night Blitz by C Spire.
33 years.
And who else in your family worked for?
My dad worked in the shop, and my husband was also a driver and worked in the shop.
So Wiley Sanders Line is family, family, family.
Always.
That's right.
The mission of Pike County Schools is to provide excellence in education, producing graduates ready for college, careers, and lifelong success. Pike County Schools would like to wish the Goshen High School Eagles and the Pike County High School Bulldogs success on the field this Friday night. Whether you are a cheerleader, band member, player, or fan, we hope you enjoy the Friday night experience and take pride in your school. Pike County Schools, excellence in education.
Max is woven into the fabric of our communities. We have history here, memories that stir warm feelings. We've always been Max, never changing the heart of who we are. We lift others up who are out there doing good work.
High school football action right here for you on C Spire on the Friday Night Blitz. We welcome you back to Glenn Daniel Stadium in Luverne. I am Ryan McCullough alongside the great Nate Braystead here. 37-8, Elba has stretched it out over Luverne. Trey Davis's kick will be fielded over here by number 9, Elijah Hurst. The ball was put on the ground last time. Hurst picks it up and gets stuck hard by a host of Elba defenders. First one arriving on the scene is number 44, Mateo Jimenez for the Elba Tigers. And a rough night gets worse for Luverne.
Yeah, and we were complimenting them in the first half about their kickoff returns. I mean, everything's coming up, 30 plus. I mean, number 4, he's just, oh my gosh. He accelerates like crazy.
Yeah, Elliott Harris.
He's a really good runner. And I think just now we almost kind of jinxed it. And that one, I think, was just the case of trying to catch it with your chest and trap it on your chest protector instead of really letting it get in your hands and maybe even a little bit of the forearms. So that's just something they got to work on at practice this week.
Kane Smith under center, T formation behind him once again. They'll do the tush-push play where they just kind of sneak Smith up there. We'll get a little push from the running back, and they'll get 2.5 or so on that play right there. Just trying to find something positive. Probably also trying to slow this game down a little bit. It was 28-8 when we started. All of a sudden, in a blink of an eye, 37-8 after the safety and the quick touchdown. So
gain of 2, it'll be 2nd down and
Luverne trying to, probably try to slow the game down a little bit, try to see what we can do, play football, because these guys got to have a quick turnaround next week here on the Friday Night Blitz. We will be back here in Glenn Daniel Stadium for one of the biggest games in the entire state of Alabama, the Crenshaw County Showdown between Luverne and arch rival Brantley.
That game's not going to be fun for me being red-green colorblind, man. That's not going to be fun.
So they'll hand it off. That's Elliott Harris. We mentioned his explosion just a minute ago. He's ping-ponging off people across the 30-yard line, spins his way down to the 32-33. Elliott Harris has been the guy for Luverne tonight. He had their long 33-yard touchdown run. He's been their predominant rusher on the offensive side of the football. And you saw right there, and Harris, not an overly big guy. You see him right there in the middle of your screen, number 4. As the clock is, I think we got to have a timeout by somebody here, maybe for a measurement. But Harris right there, not a big guy at all, but runs hard. As the coaches might say, Nate, runs behind his pads. That means he runs violent, runs downhill, and he's hard to get his hands on. You saw him spin and ping-pong off players for the first down right there as they just mark it from Sam Kitchens. So another first down for Luverne. They're finding a little bit of an identity here in this T formation. They tried some spread stuff, didn't really work out well for them, but maybe they're finding an offensive identity here early in this second half.
Yeah, and he's real elusive when they get the ball in his hands. They've kept trying to hand it off to, a little power back and try to make that offensive line work, and it just hasn't really been working against this Elba defensive line. I think they need to just keep feeding him and let him get just a tiny little gap, and that's exactly what he did on that 33-yard run you were talking about. He just needs that small little gap to run through and take off.
Penalty flag goes in or goes down before the snap, so probably offsides. Yeah, offsides on Elba. Somebody lined up in the neutral zone, wasn't really paying attention.
Penalty, first down and 5.
So if you're new to football or new to high school football rules here, there is no jump and get back in high school football. If you're in the neutral zone at any time before the snap, it's a penalty, especially if you line up in one. They don't even run the play. You don't even get the opportunity to move back. So it's 1st and 5 this time for Luverne. T formation again for Kane Smith. Now he'll drop back to pass, trying to find a wheel route down the sideline, and he found it.
Goodness.
That's Harris again in a foot race. Harris is going to win it. Touchdown, Luverne. A 62-yard wheel route bomb from Kane Smith to Elliott Harris, and Luverne finds pay dirt on a long pass play. Is 37-14 now, awaiting the extra point. And it begins, as they used to say back in the day, mama, there goes that man again, Elliott Harris to the house.
And that's just kind of combined my philosophy for what Luverne needs to do. Put the ball in the air and give the ball to your playmakers. That's exactly what they did right there. Playmaker did his job and went all the way to the house, and they're not lining up to kick this again.
Ain't no sense in it. We made 2 earlier. Let's try the same thing again. I wonder if they give Harris on the inside handoff out of the T formation again. Smith under center on the 2-point play. Nope, they're going to try to bootleg him out. He's met by a host of Elba Tigers, and he did not get there. But it'll say 37-14 after the long pass play from Kane Smith to the playmaker, Elliott Harris. 6:55 to go, third quarter play here in Glen Daniel Stadium. It's Elba 37, Luverne 14.
That's part of our strength. All of us, together, helping create a better community. Save, borrow, and invest with expert guidance from Max Credit Union. Smart money made simple.
Miss Young Man, thank you for bringing your grandboys to Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Rodney, have you ever been in a position where you dispatched your grandmother and all 4 of grandmothers? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Absolutely not.
Only at Wiley Sanders Truck Line, where we put family first. And what?
God.
God and family first. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama.
It's not about the awards we're getting for being the best. It's about the reward we feel for giving our best, for doing what's best for those who need us, for creating a home for those who want to be their best. It's about knowing that we're attracting some of the best minds, the best hearts, and providing you with some of the best health care anywhere. Welcome to Southeast Health, where best is what we do. Southeast Health, always the right direction.
At Max Credit Union.
Welcome back to a pretty excited, Glenn Daniel Stadium, all of a sudden here after that big long pass play to put Luverne back on the board. They still trail Elba 37-14. But Elijah Hurst for Luverne's got it teed up and ready to give it back to the Elba Tigers here in the opening week of high school football action. Man, it's back, and I'm glad it is. This will be handed off to Henderson again. Runs over his own man. Now runs into a wall of Luverne defenders about the 29-yard line, and that's where Elba will take over. Got to have a stop right here for Luverne, and that's something they have not been able to find lately, as this Elba offense, that single wing, has been rolling ever since the offensive snap woes got fixed in the first quarter.
And have the Tigers given up the ball at all tonight? I don't think they've, punted at all.
They had the fumble early on one of those bad snaps. I think that's the only time. I don't think they have punted tonight, no, sir. Spread, single wing formation. It'll be Atkins. He'll hand it off quickly to Henderson, running to the left side. He's going to find some room again down the sideline, steps through another one, and out of bounds after about a 15-yard gain. Every time he touches the football, he being Alvin Henderson, it's must-see TV because he probably will do something you've never seen before.
Yeah. I don't think I've seen a performance quite like this on CS2 for the most part. I've been here for 5 years. I mean, there's been guys who have had great games, like Jaiwan Boyd, Parker Adams.
Ian Foster.
Oh, especially. But, I mean, this guy is something different, man. He earned every single one of those 4 stars.
6:38 to go, third quarter, 37-14 Elba. Traditional Tiger set right here, overloaded to the right side. Go handoff Atkins. He'll power to the right side. He's got running room. Look at the big fella rumble all the way to the house, untouched. Caden Atkins, tutty for number 10.
Takes it in for the Tiger touchdown.
Dude, once he gets moving, there is no stopping him.
6'2", 215 pounds. With breakaway 4.6 speed. You don't see a guy like that goes that fast, and got that fast in 2 steps. When he got to the hole, he was already full speed. We have an injured player back down here, so the extra point will have to wait. And while this player is down here, looks like a cramp that they're working on the leg here, so we'll go ahead and take a quick break here and come back for the extra point attempt after the long run from Caden Atkins.
We enjoy more. Serving more. Teaching more. Growing more. Giving more. Supporting more. Sharing more. And more of everything. Max Credit Union is dedicated to connecting with our communities and members, providing all the financial, tools, services, and expertise they need to live their best life. Providing more of everything since 1955. Max Credit Union.
Shirley, tell me something. How long have you been back?
Back here at Glenn Daniel Stadium after the long touchdown run from Caden Atkins. Nate, I got to go back to and talk about what we were talking about before the break. I mean, 6'2", 6'1", 215 pounds or so. And literally, by the time he got to the line of scrimmage, in 2 steps, he was already full speed. Nobody laid a hand on him. And he's the biggest guy on the field probably, and he went all the way to the house, for 50-plus yards for another touchdown.
Yeah, that'd be like stopping a freight train with a grain of sand, man. Stopping him once he gets into open field, that's going to be a challenge.
Absolutely. Extra point is added by Trey Davis, and very, very quickly, Elba has jumped that lead back out to 44-14 over Luverne here at Glenn Daniel Stadium. We'll be back for the rest of the third quarter action on the Friday Night Blitz in just a moment.
October will be 28 years.
Did your mother drive once?
33 years.
And who else in your family worked for?
My dad worked in the shop, and my husband was also a driver and worked in the shop.
So Wiley Sanders Shoreline is family, family, family.
Always.
That's right.
The mission of Pike County Schools is to provide excellence in education, producing graduates ready for college, careers, and lifelong success. Pike County Schools would like to wish the Goshen High School Eagles and the Pike County High School Bulldogs success on the field this Friday night. Whether you are a cheerleader, band member, player, or fan, we hope you enjoy the Friday night experience and take pride in your school. Pike County Schools, excellence in education.
Max is woven into the fabric of our communities. We have history here, memories that stir warm feelings. We've always been Max, never changing the heart of who we are. We lift others up who are out there doing.
Welcome back to Glenn Daniel Stadium. Elba 44, Luverne 14. Before this kickoff here, Nate got a couple of score updates of interest maybe for some folks around the area. Down in Fort Jack, Alabama, just down the road on the way towards Elba, the Kinston Bulldogs have jumped out in front of Zion Chapel. Kinston's jumped out to a 21-14 lead over Zion Chapel. And also the big one, the Pike County Showdown down in Brundage tonight. A little bit of a surprise on the scoreboard. We've been talking about it off the air a little bit tonight. Charles Henderson leads Pike County 6-0 as they play in the fourth quarter. You know, Coach Hambright still looking for a little bit of offense down there in Troy as he graduated so many good players the last couple of years. Yeah. They've moved on Parker Adams, Jaiwan Boyd, all those guys. But also Coach Hurt looking to replace some guys down in Brundage as well. And he looks like his young bunch of dogs have come to play 6-0. Charles Henderson leads that one. Also, Pike Lib all over New Brockton tonight right now. I believe the last score update I got was 42-6.
Woo! That's a lot of scoreboard changes for our boy on his first night working the board, Mr. Ben Hall, all by himself out in Pike Lib. So we wish him a lot of luck as that scoreboard's been changing all night for him. But and we got Mr. Mike Hensley over there on the call.
Right. Mike doing, I'm sure, a great job. I'm going to go back probably tomorrow morning or something like that while I'm enjoying a nice bowl of Fruit Loops and listen to what Mike did. I'll probably learn a thing or two about how to call a ball game. Trey Davis has it teed back up for Elba. 44-14, Tigers of the Coffee County variety over their Crenshaw County brethren. Oh, good open field tackle right there. Is that Mateo Jimenez again?
On the return.
Let's see.
He brings it back out to the 20.
No, that was Reggie Gilbert. Good tackle right there, Reggie Gilbert, open field.
And we got another player down. We got a Luverne player down, but two Elba players helping him out, stretching his hamstrings. And now the staff is over there. So, I mean, we had a little chippiness between two guys earlier, but for the most part, these two teams are very caring for one another and a great showing of sportsmanship from both sides.
Everybody that's played any type of sport knows that when you catch a cramp, you think your life is ending for a brief moment.
Absolutely.
No matter what it is, whether it be your hamstring or your calf or something like that, once that locks up on you, that fire through that muscle is absolutely painful. And you see right there on your screen, there's a water boy waiting with, some people call it a delicacy, some people call it a punishment. It is the pickle pop, the jar of pickle juice on the sidelines. That's the easiest way to get rid of a cramp, is to get you a little shot of pickle juice. It doesn't taste very good, but it will get rid of the cramps in a hurry. And there it is.
Hey, you could get the bread and butter variety where it's a little sweet now. I'll put y'all on.
So you're saying that the best kind of pickle pop is the butter chip pickles, or
bread and butter? Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're not a kosher deal guy.
No, I dabble, but if I'm making a hamburger, you gotta put that bread and butter chip on there.
I'm a Wickles, like a sweet pickle type guy.
That's what the bread and butter is.
All right, okay, I'm picking up what you're putting down. Luverne, that's Tony Franklin, disappears into a swarm of Elba defenders.
Number 23, Tony Franklin, the ball carrier.
Picks up a yard maybe.
No gain on the play. Second down and 10.
A couple of new players out there on that defensive front for Elba. We've seen Big 62, Emmanuel Cooks in the middle. Now Looks like there's Logan Horton, number 61 out there. 56 will be Michael Rimley. We've seen him some action on the offensive side of the ball also. He's number 78, Caden Kyles up front. But and Harry Griffin, the defensive line coach, I talked to him earlier this week as well, said he'll rotate guys as many as 9 deep across that defensive line and try to keep guys fresh throughout the ball game. T formation once again. This will hand it off to number 10 for Luverne. Don't have him on my roster at the moment. I'll try to find that name for you real quick, but it's a pickup of a couple, 2, maybe 3 yards. Get some information. Number 10 is Jaden Laird. Jaden Laird for Luverne. That's the same play we've seen Elliott Harris bust for a couple. And Elliott Harris was actually the one that was taking the pickle juice a little bit earlier. How do you like this? Elliott Harris, long touchdown run, long touchdown pass. Nate Bray said tonight, his very first varsity game, a true freshman. What a debut for Elliott Harris.
Yeah, no kidding, man. And I mean, you see that a lot in 2A schools. You know, you may not have a lot of kids, especially on certain years. So your freshmen and even some 8th graders need to step up in those big roles, and he is absolutely filling those shoes for the Luverne Tigers so far.
Play clock was getting almost to 0, forcing Bobby Hudson to call a timeout. You can see he is not overly happy. His quarterback, Kane Smith, lost track of the time. They had to burn a timeout here. 4:32 to go in the third quarter of play. Elba in command of this one, 44-14. We will be back in just a moment here on the Friday Night Blitz, presented by C-Spire.
That's part of our strength. All of us, together, helping create a better community. Save, borrow, and invest with expert guidance from Max Credit Union. Smart money made simple.
Miss Young Man, thank you for bringing your grandboys to Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Rodney, have you ever been in a position where you dispatched your grandmother and all 4 grandboys? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Absolutely not.
Only at Wiley Sanders Truck Line, where we put family first. And what?
God.
God and family first. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama.
Going quickly back to play here, and you see Elliott Harris back on the field after chugging that pickle juice. He'll be in the slot at the top of your screen. Spread formation this time. They'll roll Kane Smith out. He's under duress, gets popped, ball comes loose. I think Smith fell back on top of it, but he was surrounded by Michael Rimley, and who was it? Of course, Caden Atkins once again with the quarterback hurry, and probably gets the half sack credit as well. Kane Smith has been running for his life at times tonight as nobody's been able to block Caden Atkins. 4th and 12 for Luverne as the clock rolls under 4 minutes in the third quarter. And it'll be punt time once again for the Red Tigers.
And going back to those scores around the area, that Charles Henderson Pike County game,
right.
Just 6 points from either side. What do you think is happening there?
You know, we mentioned that Coach Hambright at Charles Henderson has been so blessed the last couple of years. Fair catch called for by Gerard Anderson back at about his own 48-yard line. But Coach Hambright's been so blessed with Parker Adams and Jaiwan Boyd and all these great skill positions, and then the big fellas up front that he's had. Connor Jones, a guy I had the opportunity to work with over the past few years. Some other guys, they're gone. Those guys are, so they're probably looking for a little bit of an identity. I know they got a great transfer in the Williams brothers that were at Pike Lib and then to Pike County, now at Charles Henderson. Nemo and Bubba, they're on the roster now at Charles Henderson. But, you know, they're probably looking for a little bit of an identity. And also, too, tip your hat to Mark Hurt down at Pike County. Great defensive mind. Was a former defensive coordinator at Lowndes in Georgia. Won some state championships there. As this will be a handoff this time to Watkins. Good pursuit that time by Luverne.
Number 6.
And they wrap him up in the backfield. It was led by number 10 and number 9 for Luverne. 10 is going to be Jaden Laird, and 9 is Elijah Hurst for Luverne. But, you know, Coach Hurt's a really good defensive football coach, really good football coach in general. So he probably had them schemed up the way he wanted to, and it's A little bit of this and a little bit of that adds up to a lot of something. Is what Scott Riles used to tell me back in the day when I was playing high school football. So, you know, won't know till you watch the tape, but I'm sure Neil and Wally will tell us all about it next week.
That's right. They're on tape delay. That'll air tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., I believe. So we'll get all the answers when we review that tomorrow. As for right now, we're in a timeout. We're going to take it with them. 2:50 left on the board here in the third quarter. And the Elba Tigers up by 30, 44-14. Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back.
It's not about the awards we're getting for being the best. It's about the reward we feel for giving our best, for doing what's best for those who need us, for creating a home for those who want to be their best. It's about knowing that we're attracting some of the best minds, the best hearts, and providing you with some of the best health care anywhere. Welcome to Southeast Health, where best is what we do. Southeast Health, always the right direction.
At Max Credit Union, we enjoy more. Serving more, teaching more, growing more.
2:50 to go, third quarter of play, and it's Elba 44, Luverne 14. Single receiver each way for Caden Adkins. Technically listed as the fullback, and we're going to have a false start on the Tigers. That's going to be number 68, Matthew McCart.
False start against Elba.
Which is the strong side tackle.
Down in 16.
And offensive line coach Tyler Reeves said in pregame today they're using tonight they're still trying to figure out who's going to be that strong tackle for them. They hadn't really got it figured out. It's either going to be Jordan Hammonds, number 59, or McCart, right there, number 68. So they were trying to figure out and going to grade the film to see who's going to be that guy for them going forward. So that's a big play for the playing time possibilities for McCart.
Number 6 not happy on that false start because he's like, I'm not even going to get a run out for a pass.
Here we go. Jacob Watkins wide open. At the 30, 25. They may get to him as he's 10. Breaks the tackle to the pylon. And Jacob Watkins is in the end zone, but hold everything in the backfield. There is a penalty flag on the ground. A legal man downfield. The call, a legal man downfield will negate the 60-yard touchdown or 58-yard touchdown for the Tigers.
And we do have a man down here on the close side. That's
Watkins.
Yeah.
Looks like a cramp again, as you expect here early in the season. And if Jacob Watkins was upset on the false start play, how upset is he going to be now that he just got a touchdown taken off the board? We mentioned Jacob Watkins earlier as the Mike linebacker for the Elba's defense. Defensive coordinator Johnny Dye says he's the smartest football player he's ever been around in his 20-plus year coaching career. But will not find his way to the end zone on that one tonight. Looking for his first touchdown of the season. Didn't get it right there, and he will head back to the sidelines probably to find some pickle juice on that sideline over in Elba. So after the penalty that negates the 58-yard touchdown, it will be second and about 20 or so for Elba. They need the Luverne 42, and they're all the way back at their own about 37-yard line, so a little bit longer than 20 yards is what Elba needs here on a second and long play. They'll fake the handoff. This will be Adkins running over people, stiff-arming out to the 44, 45-yard line. As the clock will roll inside of 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Picks up about 8 or 9. So it'll be third and 13 or so for Elba. This Luverne defense, they've given up 44 points, but I got to tip my hat to them a little bit. They've been on the field so long tonight. Only really one sustained drive for Luverne all night long, and that was the one right before the half that got them back in the game. But the rest of the time, the time of possession, we don't have that stat, but I'm sure it's heavily favored to the Coffee County Tigers.
Oh, absolutely.
Here goes Henderson hops through one tackle, stiff arms another, runs through another, down the sideline. Does he get the breakaway? They cut his feet out from under him at about the 20-yard line, or he was almost gone for another one, but hold it up once again here on the near sideline. We have another flag on the play in the area of some sort of a hold or something like that normally. And we also have a Luverne Tiger down on the far hash mark. Looks like another cramp. And it is a hold on the Elba Tigers. So that will negate another play, a big play. We talked to Mark Sieving this week, Nate, and he talked about not having negative plays. And normally this offense doesn't have a lot of negative plays. We've seen quite a few from Elba. Penalty plays, botch snaps, things like that. I'm sure that'll be a talking point in the Sunday afternoon coaches meeting and also in practice next week for this Elba team as they get ready to play Glenwood, the Glenwood School next week at home.
And that's something they can shake out. You know, I mean, they still haven't seen a live game until tonight. You know, these guys haven't been hitting head on all summer against somebody who's trying to actively hit your quarterback. So, you know, it's pretty tough to get adjusted to it, but I think maybe by next week or maybe the next week they'll have all that sorted out.
That's right. Single wing trips this time for Caden Atkins. Atkins will back to pass now, and he'll roll to his left as he's flushed. He'll probably pull this thing down and run with it. He will across the 50, 45, and rumbles his way out of bounds. Right at the first down marker. We'll have to wait for the official spot. Looks like he may be a yard or so short. That's a big boy that can move that quick in the open field.
It's going to be less than a yard. It's going to be exactly a yard.
I'm going to take a wild guess right here. I'm saying that 2 or 10 is going to get the football. You going to take that bet?
I think the center keeps it.
We'll see who's right on this one. Direct snap to Henderson behind Atkins. Luverne makes a good effort right there. Stuffs him at the line of scrimmage, but I think Henderson fell forward for the first down. It depends on if we get a left foot spot or a right foot spot.
Yeah, that's going to be real close. That's like the first time tonight they've really stuffed him. And extracurricular is going to.
Little pushing and shoving going on. These two teams, we mentioned earlier, 75th time these two teams have played. These two communities have a built-in rivalry with one another, and I'm sure with it being 44-14, night not going the way Luverne wanted to, and some temperatures boiling over. Or maybe they were just, making plans for, where they're going to watch the opening weekend of college football tomorrow, and then, so they couldn't decide on whose house they were going to.
Yeah, not sure. In games like this, it's so easy for the winning team to just say one little word that could be normal in a close game, and then it really hits someone the wrong way on the losing side. And something our producer mentioned beforehand is for guys like Henderson and these huge, 4- or 5-star guys, you might see guys on the other team with nothing to lose and just trying to take them out for some reason. I'm not saying anything about Luverne in particular, but, I mean, it happens. It really does happen. So for those guys, sometimes you got to be scared.
So it will be 4th down, but we're still waiting to sort out what penalties went on right here. I'll give you some more local scores as they roll in. That update on that Kinston Zion Chapel score, it is Kinston 20, Zion Chapel 14 down in Jack. One that is probably close to home here in Luverne is Brantley leads Opp 29-23 there in the third quarter of play there. Of course, the Opp head coach is Ed Rigby, who was the Luverne coach. And we'll see Brantley here next week at Glenn Daniel Stadium as they take on the Crenshaw County Showdown.
Yeah, lots of good games in the area tonight. It's a shame we couldn't be at all of them, but this one looked the best on our schedule, and we really couldn't pass the opportunity to see this guy in action. So.
That's right. Alvin Henderson, something special here. Elba got the first down there, offsetting personal foul penalties, so we'll keep on playing football. 1st and 10 at the Luverne 42-yard line. Here comes Henderson again, trying to find the outside, shakes it past 3 people, but gets chased down from behind.
Henderson takes it around the right end
by Malachi Matthews, but he picks up about 8 on that one. And that'll take us to the fourth quarter of play here in Glenn Daniel Stadium. It's been all Elba so far, 44-14. Come on back to the fourth quarter here in a moment on the Friday Night Blitz.
Giving more, supporting more, sharing more, and more of everything. Max Credit Union is dedicated to connecting with our communities and members, providing all the financial, tools, services, and expertise they need to live their best life, providing more of everything since 1955. Max Credit Union.
Shirley, tell me something. How long have you been driving for Wiley Sanders Truck Line?
October will be 28 years.
Did your mother drive once?
33 years.
And who else in your family worked for?
My dad worked in the shop, and my husband was also a driver and worked in the shop.
So Wiley Sanders Truck Line is family, family, family.
Always.
That's right.
The mission of Pike County Schools is to provide excellence in education, producing graduates ready for college, careers, and lifelong success. Pike County Schools would like to wish the Goshen High School Eagles and the Pike County High School Bulldogs success on the field this Friday night. Whether you are a cheerleader, band member, player, or fan, we hope you enjoy the Friday night experience and take pride in your school. Pike County Schools, excellence in education.
Max is woven into the fabric of our communities. We have history here, memories that stir warm feelings. We've always been Max, never changing the heart of who we are. We lift others up who are out there doing good work. That's part of our strength, all of us together helping create a better community. Save, borrow, and invest with expert guidance from Max Credit Union. Smart money made simple.
Miss Johnny, thank you for bringing your grandboys to Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Rodney, have you ever been in a position where you dispatched your grandmother and all former grandmothers? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Absolutely not.
Only at Wiley Sanders Truck Line, where we put family first. And what?
God.
God and family first.
Fourth quarter time here in Luverne. Elba all over the homestanding Luverne Tigers, 44-14. We pick up with a 2nd and 3 play with Elba already across midfield. This will be a direct snap to Henderson. Good tackle that time. That's 50. That's John McMillan, who we mentioned earlier that Bobby Hudson is really, really high on. Making a good open field tackle on Alvin Henderson right there to bring up 3rd down for Elba. Excuse me. Sorry, 1st down Elba. I thought Henderson would stop short, but he picked up just enough to move the chains as the clock rolls here in the fourth quarter. Tiger set, base single wing formation with the overload to the right side for Elba. Direct snap goes to Adkins, looking for throwing, finds it to number 21. That's going to be Trey Davis.
Number 21, Trey Davis.
And he got popped pretty good, but able to hold on to the football for a gain of about 9.
Yeah, and that was number 8 on that final tackle, just kind of socking him right out of bounds.
Cameron Watley on the stop for Luverne. Picks up about 8. And obviously, we mentioned earlier, Elba doesn't throw the ball very often, but when they do, they're normally easy throws because they got guys running wide open, and that was the case there for Trey Davis. Spread set this time. This will be Atkins taking the handoff here. Good move from the big man, shaking tackles and rumbles his way down inside the 15 to about the 12. Really good little dead leg move there to shake a tackle right at the line of scrimmage, and he'll roll forward for another Elba 1st down.
It'll be 1st and 10 for Elba.
Give a shout out here to the Luverne cheerleaders and band. They're not letting the score get them down any. They're cheering on their Tigers.
Yeah, we had a great halftime performance.
Absolutely,
from both
they
teams.
were awesome. I heard some Beyonce out there. Henderson, good stiff arm as he tries to find the right edge. Dances past one, trucks a man into the end zone. Did he get there? No, they will mark him out at about the 5-yard line, maybe just inside the 5. Down around the 2 or 3 maybe, but there's a heck of a collision down there at the goal line.
One more yard, and that's on House of Highlights tonight, man. Oof. That's a great run.
They run Henderson out of bounds officially at the 3-yard line.
And something cool I will point out about the bands is Elba had multiple football players come out and play at halftime. Luverne, I think, only had one, but Elba had a lot of guys join the drum line and the trumpets.
Handoff going back the other way to Watkins. They're trying to find a way to get Watkins in the end zone. You know they want to, but he could not do it right there. He got maybe back to the line of scrimmage, half a yard gain at the absolute most on the end around of Watkins.
The ball carrier.
So that'll bring up a second down play inside the 5-yard line.
It'll be second down and goal from the 2.
Elba puts this one in right here. I would expect to see Coach Sieving and the rest of the guys kind of empty the bench a little bit, get some of the younger guys in, because it will be about a 37-point lead with less than 10 minutes to go. So all depends on what happens right here.
Yeah, and that's real nice, too, especially on the first game of the year. You can get some of your younger guys some experience.
There's
so if you need them later
end
on.
around to Watkins, trying to get the young man in the end zone.
Short again.
And he's short one more time. This is down around the 1 or so.
Jacob Watkins gets close to the 1. It'll be third down and goal for Elba.
You know that offensive staff over there led by Mark Sieving and Harry Griffin, also Tyler Reeves, wants to get Jacob Watkins in the end zone if they can. You know, Watkins' primary job of that wing back is to set the edge and on the blocks on the sweeps to Henderson, but they will give it to him, as we've seen the last 2 plays, on the end around. This time they'll roll it out, try to throw it over there to him.
No.
And in and out of his hands once again. It's just not meant to be tonight for Jacob Watkins to find his way to the end zone. And it'll be fourth down and goal from around the 1 or 2 yard line.
Yeah, and he jumped, and he almost caught it right as he hit the ground. So I
mistimed his jump just a little bit. Yeah. So we've seen it go to Watkins 3 times down here as they try to get him in the end zone. It's fourth and goal from around the 2. Do you go for the score with Atkins or Henderson, or do you try to get Watkins in the end zone again?
I mean, he's going to have plenty of opportunities. We'll see.
There's Henderson. Bounces it to the outside. Tries to win the race to the pylon, and he does. Touchdown number 5, I believe, for Alvin Henderson.
Henderson takes it in.
That play was designed to go inside the tackle. It was blocked up, stopped up. Henderson put his foot in the ground, bounced it around the edge, and finds pay dirt again as Elba hits the half-century mark, 50-14, as they await the extra point from Trey Davis. What more can you say about the Auburn 4-star commit? Expected to sign in December, going to leave school early as he's met all of his credits and enroll in Auburn in January. Originally a Penn State commit, flipped over the summer back to Auburn. And that one is blocked.
The extra point is blocked.
And that actually was not Trey Davis attempting that kick. That looked like it was 15 Brady Johnson.
Yeah, a bit of a toe blast compared to their main kicker. But, yeah, that front from Luverne got there a lot faster than they normally did. So,
all righty. 8:51 to go in the fourth quarter of play, and Elba has hung half a hundred on the board. Elba leads Luverne 50-14. We'll be back with the rest of the action here from Glen Daniel Stadium in just a moment.
Troy, Alabama.
It's not about the awards we're getting for being the best. It's about the reward we feel for giving our best, for doing what's best for those who need us, for creating a home for those who want to be their best. It's about knowing that we're attracting some of the best minds, the best hearts, and providing you with some of the best health care anywhere. Welcome to Southeast Health, where best is what we do. Southeast Health, always the right direction.
At Max Credit Union, we enjoy more. Serving more, teaching more, growing more, giving more, supporting more, sharing more, and more of everything.
Welcome back to Glen Daniel Stadium here in Luverne. Been all Elba tonight as they lead the Luverne Tigers 50-14 with 8:51 to go. Got some reserve players in the ball game now for Elba. Looks like that's going to be Landon Pridgeon. kicking that ball off. Excuse me, no, Jordan Hammond's going to kick that ball off. My bad. Jordan Hammond puts a good foot into it as it's fielded by Harris looking for running room. Harris gets high tackled up around the 35-yard line by number 11, Jacob Ledbetter. Man, I'm telling you something. We may come back and look tonight in 3 or 4 years and say, I was there the night Elliott Harris made his varsity football debut for the Luverne Tigers. If I had to think of one word to describe the young freshman for Luverne, it's going to be explosive.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Every run he has, he's given everything with every step. I mean, he's going to be something special to look at in the next few years.
Just get some information here. He played last year as an 8th grader on this varsity team, but this, not sure how much he played last year, but I would consider tonight the Elliott Harris coming out party with a long touchdown run, a long touchdown catch. He's going to be a big thing for a lot of years here in Luverne. T formation, and this will be Harris again trying to pick his way through tackles over the right side, and a host of Elba Tigers.
Ooh, all right.
Meet him right there, led by number 88, Tyson Davis. That was a little freshman on freshman action right there. So we might see Elliott Harris versus Tyson Davis for the next 4 years in this little rivalry.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, it's a 36-point deficit. We're just hoping, you get the younger guys in there, we get them a little bit of experience, and everybody comes out unscathed.
Absolutely.
Is all you want from this right now.
Absolutely. Elba got some young guys on that defensive front. They got Matthew Larimore in there, number 70. He's a freshman. 59 in there. Jordan Hammond's a senior but doesn't get a lot of playing time. And also I got Elijah Myrick in there, another defensive lineman. Another handoff to the young freshman, Harris, and he's wrestled out of bounds by number 14, Laquatos Edwards for the Elba Tigers.
It'll be 1st and 10 for Luverne.
Some other guys in the ball game getting some playing time for Elba. Number 44, Mateo Jimenez. Also Powell Baines in there playing some linebacker. And Liddell Owsley playing some DB along with Easton McKelvey. Luverne still got most of the starters in that ball game, trying to find something that'll work for them as they get ready to prepare for their big cross-county rivalry next week with the Brantley Bulldogs.
I think they need to find the end zone on this drive, just for a little sake of pride.
That's
it's a
right.
feel-good touchdown.
The quick toss out of the T formation, and it's Elliott Harris picking his way through tackles 35.
Oh my
He's
goodness.
to the 30, stumbles a little bit, but he's still going to go.
He's gone.
He is gone once again. Elliott Harris, his 3rd touchdown of the night, and it goes 50 yards on the quick toss out of the T formation, and Luverne is on the board once again. And attaboy once again to number 4, Elliott Harris, the young freshman, 3rd touchdown of the night. If it wasn't for the performance tonight by Alvin Henderson, we might be talking about a player of the game on a losing team for Elliott Harris.
And like I said before, there might be scouts here. I don't know. I don't see those apps or anything like that. But, scouts here watching Henderson and seeing his teammates, and they look at this guy like, oh, a freshman, we need to stick around here for a couple more years. So, that's another great thing to happen.
Tush push from the T formation finds the end zone. And with 5:40 to play, Luverne now will have a trail 50-22 with 5:38 to go here at Glenn Daniel Stadium. We'll be right back for the conclusion of our Week 0 game between Elba and Luverne here on the Friday Night Blitz.
Max Credit Union is dedicated to connecting with our communities and members, providing all the financial, tools, services, and expertise they need to live their best life, providing more of everything since 1955. Max Credit Union.
Shirley, tell me something. How long have you been driving for Wiley Sanders Luverne?
October will be 28 years.
Did your mother drive once?
33 years.
And who else in your family worked for?
My dad worked in the shop, and my husband was also a driver and worked in the shop.
So Wiley Sanders Luverne is family, family, family.
Always.
That's right.
The mission of Pike County Schools is to provide excellence in education, producing graduates ready for college, careers, and lifelong success. Pike County Schools would like to wish the Goshen High School Eagles and the Pike County High School Bulldogs success on the field this Friday night. Whether you are a cheerleader, band member, player, or fan, we hope you enjoy the Friday night experience and take pride in your school. Pike County Schools, excellence in education.
Max is woven into the fabric of our communities. We have history here, memories that stir warm feelings. We've always been Max, never changing the heart of who we are. We lift others up who are out there doing good work. That's part of our strength, all of us together helping create a better community. Save, borrow, and invest with expert guidance from Max Credit Union. Smart money made simple.
Miss Johnny, thank you for bringing your grandboys to Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Rodney, have you ever been in a position where you dispatched your grandmother and all 4 of the grandboys? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Absolutely not.
Only Wiley Sanders Truck Line. When we put family first and what?
God.
God and family first. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama.
5:38 to go here in Luverne. Elba has been in control all night, but Nate, that last drive from Luverne has to be something they can build off of going in to a big rivalry game next week. Get the ball to Elliott Harris, see what he can do, especially out of that T formation.
Yeah, and like I said, they needed to score there. That's a feel-good touchdown. That's a pride touchdown right there, so these guys aren't hanging their heads after this game. I mean, when you face a 4-star guy like Alvin Henderson, it's easy to put your head down when he starts scoring. You just need to understand he's going to do that regardless of the team. So I think that was a big thing there for these guys to keep their heads up going into next week and going into practice next week. So we should expect a big game next Friday night.
Absolutely. A couple of young guys in on both sides of the ball now. That kickoff was returned by Earl Tolentino for Elba. So we'll have some young guys in the ball game here. We'll do our best to get you those names and numbers. They are not on my start sheet, so I'm going to have to call them from the roster. Elba break the huddle. This will be some of your younger guys in the ball game now. Looks like it's going to be Powell Bain, number 5, running the fullback position, which is the quarterback basically of the offense. Handoff, or the direct snap, goes to number 20, Kyavian Stoudemire, and he's corralled up after a 1 yard or so gain over at the 35-yard line. Clock will roll inside of 4.5 minutes to go, and it'll probably be a reserves game from here on out as the clock will roll on down. So looking ahead next week, Elba will go home and open up their home slate against former AISA powerhouse Glenwood that has moved over to the public school ranks. And then we've mentioned a couple of times Luverne will welcome in the Brantley Bulldogs. So Nate, your thoughts about, we mentioned Brantley and Luverne, but what do you have in store, do you think, for Elba and Glenwood next Friday night? As that ball will get away from Stoudemire, he falls on it. It loses about 10 yards or so. But Glenwood, Elba next Friday night at Macwood Field.
I don't have a lot of information on that. I do know that Glenwood was a pretty fierce rival with Pike Lib, not just in football, but baseball and basketball too. I feel like they still probably are in that transfer stage from AISA to AHSAA. It takes a couple of years to get adjusted to that competition. But I don't know, man. If those dudes are human, they're going to have a tough time stopping Alvin Henderson. So.
Absolutely agree on that one. And that, I think, will be Glenwood's. It will be Glenwood's maiden voyage into AHSAA football is to go on the road to Elba to play a 4-star running back. So welcome to quote-unquote real football for Glenwood after years and years and years in the AISA. They've won multiple state championships, multiple region championships, but they're coming over to joining a lot of other schools like Tuscaloosa Academy, Pike Liberal Arts, Lee Scott. Glenwood have all made the jump in recent years, so Glenwood will get their first taste of public school football next Friday night at Macwood Field in Elba. Next week, also, we'll be here for Brantley and Luverne. Also, I believe you mentioned earlier, Nate, down in Enterprise. Is that correct?
That's right. And then Thursday, Charles Henderson will face off against, let me pull that up, Highland Home at Charles Henderson. So Highland Home will get to play. Yes, sir.
At the Vet. All right. I assume Neil and Wiley will have that one. Is that correct?
That's correct. Okay. They always do a good job. We're going to have a full production there. We're going to have guys down on the field. Right now we're spread a little thin here at C-Spire, making sure that these 2 complete games come to you guys every Friday night.
Well, if you need a sideline reporter, Nate, you have my phone number.
Now, their normal guy, Mr. James Sparrow, is right here wearing the stripes up in the press box. So I wonder what he's going to be doing this year. So, hey, you never know. Enterprise faces off against Pike Road.
Oh, that'll be a good one.
In Enterprise for our second game. And then, of course, our main game will be Luverne versus Brantley right back here in Luverne.
Yeah, Glen Daniel Stadium. If you think there's a crowd here tonight in Elba, you wait till next week when Brantley rolls into town here. They'll be standing in that closed end zone down to our right. They'll be standing 3 and 4 deep on that fence to try to get a look at that one. If you need to come through Crenshaw County next week, don't do it on Friday afternoon, because there will be a log jam of traffic in Luverne, Alabama. A lot of folks from dressed in green are going to make that 6 or 7 mile trek up the 4-lane highway to the Battle of Crenshaw County.
I'm sure those people would even walk it if they had to.
Quick kick that time. This will be fielded back there by Luverne, number 5. Flag going to come in and spoil a really good play right there, unfortunately. That was Contrail Salter that kind of muffed that to start and then picked it up, but he got the benefit of a blindside block. Luckily in high school football, that's not a targeting call, so there is no ejection on that for anybody, just a 15-yard penalty, unfortunately.
And I don't think he had any malicious intent behind that, but
rules
are rules.
20 years ago, you know what we call that? We call that
a block.
We call that football. That's but the game has changed, and the clock is. We have also to have a running clock here. I just noticed. So even while marking off this penalty, the clock is going to run. So we may get 1 or 2 more plays with the youngsters in there. It looks like we've gone even younger on the Elba side of the football. Looks like a JV game on a Friday night right here.
And again, nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely
These guys are getting experience.
Hey,
right
they go to practice and work too. So
yeah, absolutely.
On that, get Lewis Johnson in there, number 57. Also Landon Pridgeon, number 52. Looks like Victor Walls in the ball game as well, playing defensive end on that front group. As the clock is inside of a minute now. It's T formation for Luverne. Handoff going to go to you-know-who. Elliott Harris runs through 1 tackle and out of bounds. Forcing him out of bounds was Reggie Gilbert up around the 33-yard line. And that may be our final play of the night.
And it's been a tale of 2 RBs all tonight, man.
That's right.
Both sides of the ball, it's just been the run game. And Elba just has a better run game tonight, to be honest with you.
Also, too, Elba may have the better run game, but they've been at this for 4 years in that single-wing offense. This T formation from Bobby Hudson and them at Luverne. They're game number 1 of the Bobby Hudson era. And it's not going to end the way they want it to here in Luverne, but don't give up on Hudson yet. There's signs of life and signs of brilliance in this program. It's going to take a little bit of time to get there, but Alvin Henderson and the Elba Tigers are exactly as advertised, the number 1 team in 1A football, and they made a statement tonight against a very good Luverne team. Your final here at Glen Daniel Stadium in Luverne, Elba 50, Luverne 22. For Nate Braystead, I am Ryan McCullough. We'll see you next week right here again from Glen Daniel Stadium for the Crenshaw County Showdown between Brantley and Luverne.
Night, folks.